Otherwise, I'm not quite sure where we are. But we welcome you to the state football playoffs, the single A division this evening, matching the homestanding Charleston High School Panthers against the Yellow Jackets of Coalfield High School. And this is not quite what we're accustomed to, but we're going to make the best we can because these folks are got a very fine facility. They didn't include one thing, and that's media coverage. They probably don't have that much of it, Earl, as we bid you good evening.
That's exactly right, Corky, but a nice night for football. I won't say the best conditions because we're getting a few sprinkles, but if the sprinkles will hold off in the next couple of hours, it's a perfect night for football. The weather is just great, and the facilities are very, very good here. They've got concrete bleachers on both sides of the field. Charleston fans across the way, a good contingent of Panther fans have journeyed up the hour-and-a-half journey up the road, and, of course, Coalfield has turned out with their orange and black colors. They've just about filled their side already, and they were very comfortably filled an hour ago when we arrived here at Coalfield High School. The high school is a very solid structure. It's a brick. It's a relatively new school, and you can tell in the past 30, 40 minutes or so, they've generated quite a bit of excitement. Their band, their cheerleaders, and the fan support is here, and they're excited about their football team, and obviously it's quite obvious that they have a very good football team. So it should be a good contest tonight, and the Panthers are going to have to be ready to play football. And as Coach Blankenship has stated all week, there are going to have to be some seniors from Charleston step forward and carry the load tonight and set the pace for this young Charleston crew to come through because it doesn't get easy along the playoff trail.
And, of course, obviously, as you might anticipate, the situation so far as the two ball clubs are concerned is that no question, Charleston's going to be the underdog this evening. Matter of fact, some people are saying as much as 14 to 21 points. Only time will tell about that. There's relatively more to go. The seniors have got to come forward, the Charleston Panthers, and do their thing this evening. The color combination, by the way, here at it's basically Yellow Jacket country is a bright orange. Actually, it's a burnt orange, almost like the crimson orange. And, of course, it's a very dominant color. The field, as you might ascertain, as it has been, and, of course, for many of our broadcasts throughout the season, doesn't have a whole lot of color right now. The frost has already taken care of that. It's a solid brown. But the numbers on the field, of course, will be the color of the school. They'll not be the white, as you normally see. They're bright orange. And, of course, outlined with the background of the mountains here, it's a very colorful place to be at Coalfield High School. The Charleston Panthers, 8 wins and 2 losses. Coalfield at 9-1. A bit of a background about the two football teams on this opening round of the state football playoffs for you in just a moment. Charleston Panthers head coach, of course, by Coach Blankenship, had a real good year. 8 wins and 2 losses. Their 2 losses, of course, was to the Greenback Ball Club, which has been very tough on them the last several years. Beat them by a score of 16-12. And, of course, the finale of the football campaign, the big battle for the championship against South Pittsburgh, went South Pittsburgh way by a final of 31-0. And, of course, as you heard in the pregame interview with Coach Blankenship, he actually felt like his football team was a lot better than that. But that particular night, South Pittsburgh dominated the game, and South Pittsburgh has a way of doing people that way. Matter of fact, the general consensus is that South Pittsburgh is a real bona fide contender for the state title this year in the single A division. The Charleston Panthers, of course, as you very well know, will have some jitter problems, a little thing called butterflies, because they're making their first trip ever in the history of the school to a state football championship playoff series. And, of course, it's been pretty well advertised by several people over the last several years that the Charleston football program has been a very slow process, and Coach Blankenship has brought them along very nicely. And now that the bunches that's been playing together since they're about 6th grade have actually welded into an outstanding football program, and this year have had a marvelous, marvelous season. And they're just simply proud to be here, obviously, and would like to make the season go a little bit further, matter of fact, in upsetting the Coalfield team tonight. Now, Coalfield comes from a region that's very good football. Matter of fact, their divisional or regional champion, Cloudland, is one of the top 5 football teams in Tennessee. That was the only loss, matter of fact, that they suffered during the regular season. So you can see just how good this Coalfield Ball Club is. Cloudland is rated number 5 in Tennessee, and as you know, that one loss was a very tough situation at 17-14. Tonight for the Charleston Panthers, no changes. When you get this far along, you make very few changes. And, of course, obviously, a lot of these kids will go both ways, and I'm quite sure the situation will also develop in for both ball clubs playing a lot of guys both ways. Tonight for the Panthers, it's split end. It'll be Shane Evans, number 23, a 6-footer, 165-pound senior. Your left tackle is Adam Garrett, number 54, a 5'9", 149-pound junior. Your left guard is Chip Norris, number 66, a 5'8", 245-pound senior. Your center is David Tipton, number 50, a 6'3", 165-pound senior. Your Your right guard is Joe Gates, number 51, a 5'11", 208-pound senior. Your right side tackle is Eric Price, number 73. He's a 5'10", 250-pound senior. And your tight end will be Richie King, number 83, a 6', 180-pound junior. Your quarterback for the Panthers, no change. He's had an outstanding career, matter of fact, at Charleston High School, is Coleman Stevens, number 6, a 5'10", 165-pound senior. Your wing back will actually be alternated between Josh Elmore and Timmy Goins. Timmy the starter, number 44, a 5'9", 170-pound junior. And your fullback is Zach Cross, number 22. He's a 5'8", 205-pound senior. Your tailback is Billy Ferris, number 34, a 6'1", 195-pound senior. For the Charleston Panthers along the front line, Evans, Garrett, Norris, Tipton, Gates, Price, King. The wings, of course, will be Goins and Elmore. Your quarterback is Stevens, and your fullback is Cross, and your tailback is Billy Ferris. And, of course, Billy has had a marvelous year. Billy, number 34, 6'1", 195-pound senior, has made, as you very well know, the back of the week in Tennessee. He's set all sorts of records. He, a matter of fact, our last broadcast on Thursday evening 2 weeks ago, he had that particular night, matter of fact, set 2 records career-wise at Charleston High School. Defensively, about the same guys will go, the exception of maybe 3 players. You'll have Ferris and Cross at defensive ends. You'll have Craig and Moritz Terrell Moore, number 45, a 5'11", 192-pound senior, and Richard Craig, number 75, a 5'9", 193-pound senior. Your nose guard is Eric Price, number 73, a 5'10", 250-pound senior. Now, your linebackers will include Timmy Goins, Richie King, and Joe Gates, whom we, of course, gave you the deals on those guys a little while ago in the offensive unit. At quarterback, you'll see a new face here. It'll be Josh Brown, number 30, a 5'7", 154-pound senior. I'm sorry, make a junior for Josh. Your safety will be Shane Evans, and your quarterback will be Coleman Stevens. So a lot of guys will be going both ways, with exception maybe of 3 or 4 players. The Panthers will play both sides, offensively and defensively, about the same people. Now we'll come back and check the Coalfield Yellow Jackets for you from Region 1-1A in just a moment. Tonight for the Coalfield Yellow Jackets, season record 9 wins and 1 loss. So 5 seniors, 3 juniors, and 3 sophomores the starting unit. Your tight end will be number 4, a good one. His name is Corey Keatley. Number 4, he's a 6'1", 165-pound junior. Your left tackle is Lester Morgan, a 6'2", 185-pound junior. Your left guard is Jody Duncan, a 5'11", 165-pound senior. Your center is Michael Conlon, a 6'1", 190-pound senior. Your right guard is James Jenkins, a 5'9", 193-pound sophomore. Your right tackle is Terry Batzler, a 6-footer, 180-pound senior. And your split end is Andy Schubert, 6-footer, 160-pound senior. Now from Coalfield High School, the presentation of the national anthem. We complete now the Coalfield starting 11 for you. The quarterback is a good one. Is the sophomore Andy Lowe, 5'9", 155-pounder. The tailback will be Thomas Mehorn, a 5'6", 135-pound sophomore. Your fullback is Leo Jenkins, a 5'8", 160-pound junior. And your wing will be Jason Wilson, a 6-footer, 190-pound senior. The initial scouting report that you heard, of course, from Coach Blankenship earlier this morning was this was a very quick football game with a huge front line. But I look at the front line so far as size is concerned, and if those numbers are correct, Earl, Charleston may be just as big as they are.
I was thinking that, Corky, when I was writing down their roster. They look to be pretty quick, but they don't have the 210 and 215 type linemen. They're basically 180, 190-pound linemen, and they also have some short guys, the 5'8", 5'10 variety. So it's not an overly huge team. Now, I see down on the field that they do have some tall guys. So I'm not sure that all those numbers are officially correct. They may be undersized in the program because there are a lot of 170 and 80, 90 pounders, and they could be some 200 pounders out there now. Maybe they weighed those guys in back in July before they went through the August workouts and so forth, and maybe they've gained about 15 or 20 pounds.
I think we probably had a chance to look at the facilities a moment ago. We're only a little bit surprised that the facilities are as nice as they are, because we weren't quite sure too much about the Coalfield community, obviously. It's a new facility and looks like everything is well organized, very neat, very, very well laid out overall.
Well, there's no doubt. It's an excellent field to play on. You can tell the stadium is it's just in excellent shape. It's a real fine facility. It's a relatively new facility. The school, it's not an old school at all. It's the first trip that I've made into the Coalfield community. Of course, most people back in Bradley County are familiar with the Oak Ridge area. It's just out of Oak Ridge as you travel toward Brushy Mountain State Prison, Petros, Tennessee, and in the Wartburg area. We're not yet to Wartburg, of course, but it's between Oak Ridge and Wartburg. So no problem in getting here. We were kind of feeling our way at times, but it was very easy to get here. Nice hour-and-a-half trip, and this is a very good community, and you can tell they're excited about this football team. Also, Corky might mention, they're starting 3 sophomores, including one of their key running backs and their quarterbacks. So they start 3 sophomores and also 3 juniors. So they've got a mixture. They've got 5 seniors in that starting lineup. So it's going to be an interesting game to watch, particularly the first quarter, to see who really sets the tempo.
And, of course, obviously the Panthers situation concern has got to be the fact that they're going to be very butterfly-y. It's going to be very nervous out there, and whoever controls the offensive football, and if those fingers are like glue or they're a little bit buttery.
Yeah, I'd say that if one team can get on the scoreboard early, say in the first 6 minutes, it will really relax that team, whichever it may be, because Coalfield, of course, has the advantage playing at home, but they're not as experienced as you would sometimes go into, say, a team starting 7, 8, 9 seniors with 5, 6 underclassmen out there in the starting lineup. I'm sure that the Coalfield coach is wondering, I wonder how my youngsters are going to respond, too, despite having the home field advantage.
And, of course, when you get to the state football playoffs, one of the most important things is emotion, and the second thing is who you have played during the season, Coach.
And, two, let me say this. I was talking with Coach Mark Kress a day or two ago, and he said that he didn't think that they had a Billy Ferris, somebody that can just, a big bruising-type runner that can run over people. They do have some good runners. They have a good passing game. And I'd say that Coach Blankenship is going to count on Big Ferris carrying the football several times this evening.
And right now, Coach Ron has to go to work. Matter of fact, to work on the statistics. Let me take the microphone and we'll kick it off for you this evening from Coalfield High School. As we begin our broadcast, we are, by the way, outside the press box. And it is raining presently, and the things are covered up. We're trying to take care of our equipment. That's the most important thing now, because we lose the equipment, we lose the broadcast. Here comes the kick in overhand. Not a good kick by the Charleston Panthers downfield at the 30-yard line. 32, 33, 35. Draws the crowd and comes across the 41 or 42 for the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. Tonight's broadcast, a twin broadcast on WAC AM and WALV FM. At the neighborhood about the 43-yard line for the Charleston High School Panthers defensively and the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. Quarterback is Andy Lowe. Your tailback is Thomas Melhorn. Your fullback is Leo Jenkins. And your wingback will be Jason Wilson. And welcome to the opening round of the State High School football playoffs. This is the small school division, single A, from Coalfield High School on the road toward Wartburg in the Brushy Mountain State Prison area. Opening offense will be at Landilo. He'd like to pass. Matter of fact, goes in the very first pitch. It's downfield at 50 at the 46-yard line in Charleston High School territory. A nice open pitch, and I tell you what, Schubert's a good hand. Schubert puts the big hands up there, grabs the football, and Casely moves the football down inside the 50 to the 46-yard line in Charleston High School territory. A nice opening pitch, and we were told that Lowe can pump the football well, and he did that time. Let's see, be about what? About 11-yard pickup in the play. Almost 12, matter of fact. The 46-yard line, first down and 10 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets dressed in white trimmed in orange with solid black pants. That's either solid black or a dark blue. It's very, very dark nevertheless. At the 46-yard line, fake first man, second man through. He eats a hole. Man, he got wrapped hard at the 45-yard line. And Earl comes off the bottom on that one. Good lick inside number 83 for the Charleston High School Panthers. A marvelous job that time defensively by the big, tall, lanky Richie King, and assisted by Joe Gates. Oh, they put a lick on him. Immediately get the football. Did Milhorn hit the inside the hole, and he had a stone wall that went down immediately. We got our second down and 10. The first down markers is beyond the far sideline to us, near about the 36-yard line in Charleston High School territory. No score, period one. Offensively controlling the football will be the Yellow Jackets. Wide pitch, the little tailback. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 5, he's got 10, he's got 13, he's got a first down. Down inside the 35, and rambles inside the 35, near the 30-yard line in Charleston High School territory. I tell you what, he's a quick youngster. And the Charleston High School player is down, near the 35-yard line. Here come the Panthers off immediately. Comes Coach Dillon over to administer to his injured player. We'll check momentarily for you who that player may be. A big gainer of 13 yards plus as he moves the football down inside. Off tackle, comes across the 35 and slides inside the 30. I think they're going to place the football right at the 30-yard line. Yes, they will. At the 30-yard stripe of the first down for the Yellow Jackets of Coalfield. The quarterback is Andy Lowe. Your tailback is Thomas Milhorn, who's a quick youngster inside. Leo Jenkins is your fullback. The fullback's about 190-pounder. And your wing is Jason Wilson. They also have a couple of guys on the tight end position. Schubert as well as Keepley have both got good hands as we've seen. Lowe, by the way, is an excellent passer. The injured player for the Charleston Panthers getting up slowly will be number 45, and that will be Terrell Moore. We need Terrell in there, of course. He's a very strong defensive player for the Charleston High School Panthers. Tonight's broadcast from Coalfield High School is single A. The winner, of course, goes on to the second round, and the second round winner has to travel again to go to Hartsville near the Kentucky line, matter of fact, in Trousdale County. At the 30-yard line, first down and 10 again for Coalfield. No score, period one, just underway. Glad to have it on broadcast coverage here on WVAC, WALV. At the 30-yard line, first man through, second man through. Hole opens and closes. And again, Thomas Milhorn comes across the 30 and slides down inside near the 27-yard line in Charleston territory. At the 27, again about 3 yards. And the stop made by Timmy Goins and also by Joe Gates. Timmy, of course, has had a good football campaign for the Charleston Panthers. Timmy does a little everything. 5'9", 170-pound junior, has been very strong the entire year, both offensively and defensively. For the Indians, make that Yellow Jackets at the neighborhood about the 27-yard line. It'll be second down, about 7 yards to go as they come out. The Panthers digging in, a little stunting going on. What a pitch, looking downfield, throws toward the end zone. Man is wide open. Catches, he dropped it. He dropped it. He caught the football inside the 5, down near the 2-yard line in Charleston territory. A good wrap from the backside that time by Paris and also by Goins. Pass intended for Schubert, but at the last second was knocked down by Charleston. And a good hard lick that time knocked loose what was going to be a completed pass, possibly for a touchdown.
Yeah, he was open. Schubert ran a good route. They thought he was going down a little bit deeper. He ran out to the out pattern toward the sideline, and momentarily it looked like he was going to make the reception, and then he just slipped right through his hands. Never really had control. Good call, of course. It was an incomplete pass and a good lick by the Charleston defenders.
Third down and 7 at the 27-yard line in Charleston territory, offensively controlled by the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. Want to pass one more time. Now looking, now runs out. He's going to get way, throws to the last second, intercepted by the Panthers down inside the 10-yard line and left immediately at that point. Good job by Coleman Stevens. And the Charleston High School Panthers put off a big defensive play. It appeared that time Andy Lowe had running room, Earl, as he broke the first tackle as he got into basically toward the Cleveland, to the Coleman, and there where Coleman Stevens might have been near the 27-yard line. He had a chance to run. He decided not to, pulled the football in, and at the last second threw downfield. Didn't really have anybody open, and Coleman Stevens steps in and makes the interception at that point. At the 11-yard line come the Panthers. First down and 10 yards to go. Here comes Power. 1 yard, 2 yards, 3. It'll be Zach Cross coming across the 11. Gets out near the 12. Might have got the 13. A little bit shy of the 14-yard line. Another couple of players are going to come off the field momentarily for Coalfield. And looks like they might also be showing a sprained ankle. They're coming to the sideline now with some help from administration. The coaches of the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. At the 14-yard line, we second down and 7 for the Charleston High School Panthers. No score, period 1. Opening round of the state football playoffs, and of course this is the single A division. At the 14-yard line, second and 7, fake first man, gives Ferris, look for a hole, gets 1, gets 2, gets 3, gets outside, he's got 5, he's got 10, he hits the far sideline, 35, 40, he's got one man to beat, that one man drags him down at the 41 in Coalfield territory. Huge run for Billy Ferris for the Charleston High School Panthers. Travels the football from the 14, downfield 47 yards to the 39-yard line in Coalfield territory. And that time, Ferris showed us a combination, Earl, of power first and then speed.
Ran right over a couple of tacklers within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage, and then had one man to beat, could not beat it. He turned the corner real well, though.
Panthers to 39-yard line, first down and 10. Handoff, Zach Cross, 1 yard, 2 yards, 3. Zach comes down inside the 39, goes on down near the 37-yard line. Didn't get much more than that. Might have got the 36, a 3-yard pickup in the play by Zach Cross. Billy Ferris showing us a combination that time on not only power, but also quickness. He broke the first tackle on the wide right on a quick pitch. He cut the first man to dig in. He turned the in, got him to commit, went around him, hit the sideline, then rounds fumble, 47 yards, and a first down at the Coalfield 37-yard line. Second down and 7 for the Charleston Panthers. No score. End around Ferris one more time. Going to be hit behind the line. This time, Billy had no blocking, and he had nowhere to go except down. Somebody grabbed the uniform. It looks like to be, again, Lowe, along with the Bassler and Breeden, making the stop defensively for the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. They're back where we started, the 39-yard line, as he loses 3 yards in the play. Panthers facing now a third down and 10. As that time, the Panthers went right the first time in the big play, came back left this time, and they were waiting for it. At the 39-yard line, third down and 10, Coleman Stevens split back, wide left to the fake, pitch to Ferris, no, going up the other way. Pass is complete for a first down. Down inside the 29-yard line is Shane Evans. Caught the football at the 31-yard line. Great pass for Coleman Stevens. Right on the money. Rams the football down inside the 29. They're going to get him about to near the neighborhood about the 26-yard line in Coalfield territory. Good call for the Panthers. They faked the pitch that time to Ferris. Wound up pitching it to Shane Evans downfield from, again, the very accurate arm who throws an extremely tight spell in Coleman Stevens. At the 25, they spot the football. At the 25, first down and 10 Panthers. No score, period 1. Fake first man, busted signal, Ferris up the middle, 5, 10, he may go, he's got one man to beat, gets him at the 6-yard line. And that was a trip. Boy, what a play by Coleman Stevens. Stevens put the football in Zach Cross's belly, pulled it back, gave it to Billy Ferris, and Ferris carrying the football like a bread basket up there. That's more dangerous, Earl. Moves the football downfield inside at the 10 at the 6-yard line. Another Panther first down. Panthers have 3 at the 6-yard line. Coalfield's got 2 first downs. First down and goal to go. Second man through. Ferris at the 10, at the 6. He's going to be back to the 4. He retreated ground back near the 10-yard line. Was being chased again by a defensive on the right side. Had to give some ground, and finally David Wilson pulls him down after Ferris cut back upfield for a couple of yards and got inside the 6, down about the 4-yard line. That did not quite go away the Panthers wanted because there wasn't much blocking on the right side. At the 4-yard line, third down and goal. Long count, man in motion, Charleston, inside power, 1 yard, 2, touchdown, Zach Cross. Again, 3 guys converging on Billy Ferris, but he didn't have the football. Again, Coleman Stevens puts the football in the belly of his fullback, Zach Cross, and Zach takes that body up the middle, strong power at 5'8", 205-pound senior in the end zone for the PAT. And the Charleston High School Panthers have grabbed the early lead at 6-0. The tap for the PAT. Snapped good. Ball's placed down. Kick is end over end. It's going to be wide right, I believe. Yes, it is. Good kick, strong, hard, but it was a little bit wide right. Normally, a good kicker. That time, the extra point is missed by the Charleston High School Panthers by Timmy Goins. We'll take a break early. Panthers 6, Coalfield nothing. By the way, we got a very excellent crowd this evening from the Charleston High School and a very excellent crowd from the Bradley County area and a very impressive drive for the Charleston High School Panthers, and we'll check on it with Earl in just a second. The Panthers prepare to kick the football back down. Bill is approaching the ball. It will be again Timmy. Kick end over end, caught by big lineman up at the 29-yard line. Hits the 30, hits the 32, 33, 35. Draws a crowd and goes down at the 39-yard line. That's a tall, lanky lineman that got the football, and downfield was Casey Akins making the stop for the Charleston High School Panthers. And Earl, that was an impressive drive.
That was a very impressive drive. And Billy Ferris, of course, was the workhorse. Had 2 real good runs. a 47-yard run, got him out of the deep territory, and then another 20-yard run, got it inside the 10. And finally, Zach Cross, of course, takes it in. That was an 89-yard drive in 8 plays. Very impressive for the Panthers.
And, of course, a big 47-yard run by Billy Ferris. At the 39-yard line, one more time come the Yellow Jackets. Here's a pitch, fumble football. It goes forward. I believe they're going to get it back. Yeah, they do. Huge pileup at the 35-yard line. And that time the Panthers defensively sent somebody after the quarterback. And no more than Lowe got the football. He went to pitch on the trailing halfback, which is Melhorn. Melhorn had the pitch in behind him. He had to reverse his field, go back and catch it. And when he did, he had already lost about 4 yards. Back near the 35-yard line. The Charleston High School Panthers, despite the fact they did miss the extra point by normally a very accurate Timmy Goins, have taken a quick lead of 6-0 against this ball club, which is basically about a 3-touchdown favorite. Back is Low. Coxian throws. Pass is caught. Nice one. Out open at the 50, at the 45. Looking for a return man, and somebody behind will grab him. Great run. Billy Ferris was about the only guy left with a chance to catch him. Great pitch. Great catch by Schubert. Moves the football across the 45 and gets down to the neighborhood about the 46-yard line in territory of the Charleston High School Panthers. And if not Billy Ferris come from behind in the secondary, Earl, he had the sidelines at a sure touchdown.
He really did. He had already made a couple of nifty moves. Good footwork on the part of Wilson. And he didn't have eyes in the back of his head. And Billy Ferris wrecks him down from behind. Otherwise, he was gone.
3 minutes and 10 seconds, period 1. Panthers are on top, 6-0. First down and 10, one more time. Here's that little scat back again. Melhorn draws the crowd and goes down near the 46-yard line. As he tried to cut inside, the Panthers pulled him across the sideline toward a kind of a horizontal position toward the Coalfield bench, matter of fact, and made the tackle neighborhood about the 46-yard line. The Panthers were pretty smart that time and not trying to put too much pressure in quickly and let him get around the ends. And up to our broadcast right side, we Coach Mark Kress and the Charleston Panthers coaching staff telling exactly that. Don't get in such a hurry that you over hustle, over aggressive. And these little guys, of course, can get outside of you. Jenkins and Melhorn and Wilson can carry the football. Especially this big, tall, lanky wing tight end, Melhorn. At the 46-yard line, we're going to call a second down, about 8 yards to go. 6-0, Charleston on top. Want a pitch. Diz in trouble, running out, rambling downfield. A huge run at the 45, at the 40, at the 35, out of bounds, near the 35 or 36-yard line. And a good defensive stop that time by the Charleston Panthers after, again, the quarterback. Andy Lowe faked the pitch, had to run out, rambled down the far sideline. Richie King finally got the swing on him, and he gets the first down inside the 40, near the 36-yard line. In on the play again of 10 yards plus. That's right at 10 yards for a first down. Neighborhood of the 36-yard line in Charleston High School territory. Again, a situation where the Panthers had them in good position defensively, but Andy Lowe had to break a tackle after almost being sacked, got some good running position downfield, and picked up another first down. It's now 4 now for Coalfield, 3 for the Panthers, but the Panthers lead 6-0. At the 36-yard line, 1st and 10, here's a draw up the middle. Here's Melhorn, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 yards. Comes across the 36, slides inside the 34, goes on down inside the 29-yard line, hit there by Robert Craig of the Charleston Panthers. And a good job by Robert after almost being trapped out of position. Big 75, 5'9", 193-pound senior for the Charleston High School Panthers. The first down marker's about 3 yards away. Spot the ball down inside the 29-yard line. It'll be second down and about 3 in Charleston High School territory, controlled by the Yellow Jackets of Coalfield High School. We've got a capacity crowd in the community just outside of Wartburg and Oliver Springs community. At the 27-yard line, fake first man. Jenkins doesn't get much. He didn't get anything, matter of fact. Jenkins, a big fullback, pile drives to the middle, and let me tell you something. Good sterling lick that time for the Charleston High School Panthers by Richie King primarily, and also assisted by Coleman Stevens. But Richie put the football on him. Matter of fact, when they unstacked, he lost a couple of yards. They'll move the football back near the 30-yard line. It'll be third down now and about 5 or 6 yards to go for a first down. Let's call it 6. Third down about 6 near the 30-yard line in Charleston territory. Now, this last time the drive got to this point, Coalfield coughed it up on a pass interception by Coleman Stevens. And this time, definitely a passing situation, as we've got flanks both way, wide and left, and also only one running back. That running back is in trouble. He's going to be sacked at the 43-yard line. They down the football at the 43. The Panthers had 3 guys in there. And let's see, looks like Richie's in there, Coleman's in there, and number 51 for the Panthers, Earl, which will be Joe Gates. Put the big sack back near the 44-yard line. And all at once, it is a tough situation. It's a loss of play of 14 yards. And a big, big sack for the Panthers. At the 43-yard line, the punt will come for Coalfield. Panthers will send back, let's see who. It's going to be Shane Evans for the receiving. Here's the kick. End over end. Nice kick. Headed toward a catch by Shane at the 10. Looks for a break at the 11. Now retreats back to the 15. Is going to be trapped back neighborhood about the 14. Retreats back to the 11. He's all back where he started again. And that'll be Matthew Brayton downfield. Not much blocking upfield for the Charleston High School Panthers, and a lot of running around by Shane Evans. He got up to about the 14, had to retreat back to the 13, and then sidestepped the guy and is hit about where he caught the football originally. Back to about the 11-yard line. Might have been better for Shane just to kind of stay there and made a fair catch of the situation because he had nowhere to go. Good job by Coalfield as the gun will sound here. There it is. And the first period will end at the end of 1 quarter in Coalfield. And the Single A Division State Football Playoffs, Round 1, the Charleston Panthers 6, Coalfield nothing. Period number 2. Panthers have the offensive football at the 10-yard line. Here comes Zach Cross. Not much. Might have got a yard, maybe 2 at the max. 11 about the 12-yard line. Couple of quick scores for you. McMinn County Cherokees have fallen behind 14-7 to Johnson City's Science Hill up at Johnson City in the opening round of the 5A tonight. And the Sweetwater Wildcats have taken a quick lead over South Greene County to no one's surprise by a score of 14-0. They're likewise early in the football game. Zach Cross picked up 1 yard to 11-yard line. Panthers have got their back against the wall right here. And the Panthers so far have dodged the bullet by a couple of good defensive plays. One, a sack on Lowe, the quarterback in that last series. And, of course, the other, the pass interception by Coleman Stevens. To the 11-yard line, second down and 9. Here's Big Ferris again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Comes across the 15. Almost coughed up the football. Might have got the 16. Let's see if they'll give him the 17. I don't think they will. At the 16-yard line, Billy Ferris comes up for about 4 yards. We're facing a third down and 5, neighborhood of the 15 to 16-yard line. The Charleston Panthers all year long, of course, have been known as an offensive football team, Earl. But so far in the first half here, it's been 2 huge defensive plays.
Yeah, that's been the key so far in the first quarter. Of course, Ferris, everybody in East Tennessee is aware of his outstanding running ability, but a couple of key stops, particularly that 14-yard sack of Lowe.
No question. Third down and 5. Here's the reverse. Coleman wants the pass. Throws downfield. Should have a pass interference. We're not going to get it, though. Yes, we are. We are going to get it from the Forest sideline. The official on this side, Earl, showed no signs, but the official on the other side did call it, and I guess I jumped the gun. I said pass interference because it was, to me, obvious.
Yeah, he got hit, intended for Shane Evans, and Shane was hit right in the back, and the flag did come from the back side. The official on this side, looking at our angle, did not call it, but the flag did come, so it's going to be a pass interference penalty against the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. That'll give the Pirates, or rather the Panthers, some breathing room as they've been backed up inside their own 15-yard line.
First down and 10 on the pass interference call. It looked like an obvious call to me because it was not a situation where the guy climbed his back. He just made contact with the body before the ball arrived. And as you mentioned in our last broadcast on the Thursday, you might recall, we told you that Coleman has a very unusual pitching style. He throws the football like he does when he's on the baseball field. He throws it sidearm like an infielder, and it's a kind of an unusual style. Here's Ferris, got a big hole, comes across the 35, hits the 37, stumbles to the 39, and then falls forward on his belly out near the 40-yard line. And another first down, nope, about a half a yard shy. Going to call it about a 9-yard gain, not quite 10 for Billy Ferris off tackle at between the 40 and 41-yard line. And we, of course, have mentioned so many times about the great power of Billy Ferris, but let's also credit the fact he's got a good offensive line opening those holes for him. That time, a huge hole. At the 41-yard line, second down and 1. Here's the reverse inside. Hole opens up. He's got 5. He's got 10. Hits the midfield 50. Hits inside the 47. Goes beyond the 45. Hits the Coalfield 43-yard line. A good reverse job again. Carrying the football this time was Chip Norris. Big play for Chip Norris on the wing back, reverse inside. Around with the football down beyond the 45, inside the 43-yard line. That's a gain of 17 yards for Chip Norris. And a big Charleston High School first down. Let's give credit where credit is deserved. Right now, anyway, some Charleston coach is calling some good plays right at the present time. And a good variety, and a good offensive line doing a good job. Inside power, 1 yard, 2 yards, 3. Looks like, again, Billy Ferris slides inside the 43. Goes on down inside the 40, about the 41-yard line. So far, Charleston's offensive selections, Earl, have not been anything trite. Everything is in a different direction, different side. In other words, Coalfield is seeing a variety of designs and sets.
They are really mixing their offensive plays well. And somebody, I suppose Mark Kress, who is up in the press box, calling a great offensive set here as they are really mixing it up. They're using Ferris just at the right opportune times and mixing it well.
Speaking of Ferris, 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4. Still driving, gets almost 5. Comes down inside the 39, goes on down near the 36. Will they give him the 35? They'll spot it off there. No. Going to give him the 36-yard line, which means the Panthers are facing a third down and a short 4 down inside the 36-yard line. Of course, our congratulations to both Coalfield High School and the Charleston Panthers for advancing to the first round of the state high school football tournament, which basically is a tournament. We call it the playoffs, of course, but really it's just a football tournament. At the 36-yard line, third down and a short 4 for the Charleston Panthers, leading 6-0 and driving in period number 2. Wing back reverse, no, fullback pull. It'll be Zach Cross at the middle. The Panthers may have a play call back, though. It looked like that the wing back in this situation for the Panthers, number 44, Timmy Goins, probably went toward the line of scrimmage a little bit too quick. He was in motion and looked like he might have turned upfield a little bit too quick, which will be a legal procedure, would cost him 5 yards. Zach Cross, by the way, was about a half a yard shy of the first down marker down inside the 30-yard line. It'll all be moved back to upfield. There'll be a mark off against the Panthers for 5 yards for a legal procedure. Number 44, they're going to call it, of course, an illegal shift, but 44, Timmy Goins, as he was in motion, turned toward the offensive line too quick. So that'll stymie the drive temporarily. It'll be third down and 7 now, back at the 41-yard line. At the 41, third and 7. Panthers are on top 6-0. Little stunning going on. We're going to have looks like going to have probably a 6-2-2. Yes, we are 6-2-2 defense, and I believe Coleman has seen this, and he's going to have an audible at the line. He will. He's an experienced quarterback at the 41-yard line. An audible call by Coleman. Drops back, cocks the arm, goes toward the sideline. Man is there. He may go. Touchdown, Panthers. Shane Evans. Let me tell you something. There was no question that Coleman saw something, and he called up. The play was called and went to a pass play.
In fact, Corky, he went out and motioned Billy Ferris to get to another position, just deliberately moved his offense around at the line of scrimmage. He saw what he wanted to do. After he had taken his team out of the huddle, he wanted a pass, and that's his favorite receiver, Shane Evans, an over-the-shoulder catch, and a beautiful reception, beautiful pass, excellent call by Coleman Stevens.
What a pass over Stevens. Of course, we mentioned in the previous broadcast, he throws a very tight spiral anyway, and Coleman, of course, laid the ball over the shoulder of Shane Evans, caught the ball down the far sidelines, and rambles for 41 yards, and technically was untouched. And the Panthers have grabbed a quick lead of 13-0 in period 1. And, of course, it's now 12-0 in period 2. And we will pick up, I cannot see the scoreboard at this particular location, 7:49 looks like. 7 minutes and 49 seconds in the first half of competition. And the Panthers will probably, if I'm guessing, go for a 2-point conversion here. The last conversion, of course, was missed by usually a very reliable kicker in number 44, Timmy Goins. Timmy's normally a very reliable PAT man, but he missed that one. It was a good, strong kick. It was just wide to the right. So let's see what the 5'9", 175-pound junior will do this time. Will he line up? He will not. They're going to go for a 2-point conversion, just like we anticipated they would. They're going to come with a spread set. Spread set at the 3-yard line. Going to go for a 2-point. Man in motion will be Ferris. We're going to have another call. We got something wrong. Looks like the Charleston Panthers will have a play. Boy, it's not materialized into anything. Illegal procedure called against the Panthers. This may change the play. There'll be a 5-yard mark off back upfield about 8 yards. That's the second time that set has been called, and the second straight time it has failed for the simple reason the Panthers have been again in motion for the second straight play. So now, I don't see the kicking tee coming on. Nope, they're still going to go for 2 points. They're 8 yards away, and they're still going to go for 2-point conversion. All right, here we go. 12-0 Panthers. Take first man. He wants to pitch. Looks toward the end zone. Cocks the arm. In trouble. Rambles. Throws anyway. It is dropped. He had it. Too wide open that time. The pass in the end zone was incomplete. And I'll tell you what his trouble was. He looked around Earl and saw no one around him and could not believe he was that wide open. But we got a flag down again. Play missed in the end zone. Got a little excited, didn't he?
He really did. I mean, he was wide open. Coleman Stevens did a great job of scrambling enough time to give his receivers time to get open as three guys from Coalfield were giving chase. And if he had tried to keep running, there was no way he was going to run it in, and he knew that. He threw two cross, and he had it. There wasn't a Coalfield defender within 5 yards of him, but he just lost his concentration and dropped it.
Charleston Panthers, therefore, have a 12-0 lead. The flag had been thrown against against Charleston, and, of course, was obviously turned down by the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. They're now looking like that they probably will have a long mark-off, or are they? No, it'll be at the 40-yard line. So, have a commercial cutaway momentarily for you, Mark. We get the opportunity here. So far, everything's been moving so rapidly, we haven't had a chance to do anything in the last 2 minutes. The Panthers lead 12-0, and the one thing, of course, has been kind of a strange thing. The Panthers normally all season long have been very good at the extra points. They have failed it tonight. The kick will come from the 40-yard line. We're now getting the official. He was another illegal procedure, calling against Charleston on the attempt for the extra point. A 2-point conversion, just like the previous one was. They've been having trouble with that particular set. They may abandon that set. We'll check the touchdown drive for you momentarily. In the meantime, the Coalfield Yellow Jackets receive the football downfield, and the kick will come from about the 40. Yes, here comes an end-over-end job, headed toward a long, far sideline catch at the 22. Draws the crowd there, gets by a couple of guys. Now he's sprung down at the 29-yard line. Quickly, a timeout. The score 12-0 Panthers. Back in just a moment. Off tackle one more time. Comes a little scat back. I'll tell you what, this little guy's a tough football player. Number 20 is Thomas Melhorn, 5'6", 135-pound sophomore. Just rambles that football upfield nicely and flies just inside the 37-yard line. It should be about a 7-yard pickup on the play. Another player for the Charleston Panthers down momentarily. Number 22, Zach Cross. Zach coming up a little bit idle right now, walking around asking what his name is. He's going to be okay. Coach Dillon comes out immediately to talk to him, but no, don't mean any fun to Zach, but Zach's walking to the far sideline right now. Don't have too many feet, does it?
Don't put any more than 3 fingers up. If you get over 5, I'm sure that Zach says, what? Now, maybe 1 or 2 he can handle, but his head's a little buzzy right now.
He really is. He's a little wobbly going to the sideline. At the 37-yard line, second down and 3 for the Yellow Jackets. The power to the right side, looking for a break. Gets 1 yard, gets 2, gets 3, and Jenkins gets the first down. Comes across the 39 and drags Billy Ferris with him and goes beyond the 40, about the 41-yard line. Hit there again by Akins for the Charleston High School Panthers, but not before the Yellow Jackets crop up another first down. The Yellow Jackets so far have moved the football offensively just like the Panthers have in the first half of competition, but they've gotten down inside the 25 and 30-yard line and have cropped it up a couple of times. One, of course, from a pass interception, and the other was a big, big sack for the Charleston Panthers. The first down category, by the way, shows a 6-4 advantage for the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. At the 43-yard line, first down and 10. Panthers leading 12-0, period number 2. Long count, dropping back low. Delay handoff. Gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hits the 50. Drives in inside the 47-yard line. Good job, and Billy Ferris finally got him. But let me tell you something. Wilson can carry that big scan. Jason Wilson, 6 foot, 190-pound senior, rambles down inside the Charleston High School 46-yard line. A gain of 12 yards. Another Coalfield first down. This is a good football team, and we've got a long way to go, that's for sure. Check the first half of competition for you right now. At 5 minutes and 41 seconds, the first half of competition, 5:41. Panthers are on top, 12-0, but Coalfield is driving again. They've got plenty of offense. At the 46-yard line, low, short count, gets second man through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's got a first down check. The 40, hits the 35, hits the 30, goes inside the 30, down near the 25 or thereabouts in Charleston territory. And finally, Shane Evans makes a stop, but now the 40 gets him a big first down. Well, this football team is not out of this ball game by any means. They're down inside the 25. They're going to place it to 23 in Charleston territory. I'll tell you what, another good run. Wilson and Jenkins are right now picking up some great, valuable yardage. This is a good-looking offensive football team. Another 20-yard pluser at the 23-yard line. First down and 10 for Coalfield. Panthers disorganized on defense. May have a flag coming against Charleston if the Panthers could not get the time called. I don't think they did. The Panthers having trouble getting their substitutes in there. There's a lot of moving around. The illegal procedure called again. That's a break. Well, that's a break for the Panthers because Coalfield is going to get a 5-yard mark off, and Charleston had all kinds of players disorganized.
Charleston was running 2 players off, and then the coaches were signaling one to go back. They were left short, and in all that confusion, the Coalfield players were trying to take advantage of it, and some of them jumped too quickly because they realized Charleston had mass confusion, and then it ended up costing Coalfield.
It really was a break. There's no question about that. We were in position to lose 5 yards in a hurry. At the 27-yard line, I'll drop it back one more time. It'll be now a little bit further to go in that first down situation. About 5 extra yards. Back to the 28-yard line. Coxion low, throws toward the end zone. It is overthrown. Tough block. Man was open, but the pass is in the end zone. Overthrown near the 3-yard line in Charleston territory. And let me tell you something. Andy Lowe can pop the football, too. The 5'9", 155-pound sophomore. The one thing I've been really impressed on our last 2 broadcasts in the single-A division is the fact we've been, of course, broadcasting AAA and AA for many, many years. But there's some good athletes in single-A, just like the big boys expression goes.
Oh, they really are. And we've said the last time we did that broadcast of on-or game for Charleston 2 weeks ago that they've got 5 or 6 of the finest skill people. But let me tell you something. Already tonight, you've got to give a lot of credit to Charleston's offensive line. They have moved great on 2 long offensive drives, 89 yards and 90 yards, and they're getting some great up-front blocking.
Second down and 15 to 27-yard line. Again, back goes Lowe. Screen pass coming. Cox at the left side here. Ball is caught, and he falls. No, he fell down and regrouped his feet, but still didn't get much out of it. He fell down, was stumbling, never got the knee on the turf, and just kept stumbling forward and did get something out of it. Back inside the 30 near the 26-yard line. And they're facing again a third down and a long way to go. Matter of fact, as he finally stumbled back to about the 26, he gained about a yard in the play. It'll be now third, about 14 yards to go. I suspicion we're probably going to have a timeout here by Coalfield. This is a big play for them. Yes, they're going to call a timeout. Panthers are on top 12-zip, nearing the first half of competition. Back in just 1 moment. At the 26-yard line, again, the same situation. Been a bugaboo so far in the first half for Coalfield. They've been down here 3 times, Earl, and coughed up a couple of times.
They really have. Coleman Stevens came up with a big interception at the 10 earlier, and then they lost a fumble. But right now they're driving. Big play on third down.
And the shotgun, won a pass, throws, man, is incomplete. Ball fell in front of the intended receiver downfield, and the quarterback Lowe is asking for a pass interference call. I'm not sure we're going to get that because there wasn't anything close to it. The pass was just simply underthrown. On a 3rd and 14 at the 26-yard line, Andy Lowe went into a shotgun that time and pitched downfield looking for either Schubert or Keatley, and it turned into a incomplete pass. The guy was actually open, but the pass was underthrown, hit the turf in front of him. So here again is decision time for the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. They've been right here again tonight, twice already, have caught the football up a couple of times on both occasions. And let's see what happens in this 4th down play. 4th down and 14 at the 26. Might suspicion something here like a cross pattern or a screen. Rushes on. He throws toward the end zone. Caught. First down at the 9. I said first down. Let's double check. It's close. It'll be Schubert. He caught the football on his knees. It is a first down, I believe. They're taking a long look. It's a first down. He had to go, I believe, to neighborhood about the 11-yard line with my mathematics in my mind. That was right. At the 9-yard line, first down and goal to go. So this time, they do it. 17-yard pass completion from Lowe to Schubert. At the 9-yard line, first and goal for Coalfield. Panthers leading 12-0. Coalfield threatening again. What a give. Second man through. Over open. He pours in there. I believe he got it. He did. Touchdown. Oh, that right side opened up, and let me tell you something. Number 34 flew through there. Leo Jenkins is a 5'8", 175-pound junior. A hole open to the right side, and he flew through for a touchdown. At 4 minutes and 13 seconds, first half of competition, Coalfield is right back in the football game. And quite frankly, Earl, I'm not surprised at all. This is a good ball club.
No, I'm not either. I told you, they're not out of it. There'll be a lot of points put on the board, too, in the second half.
Tap for the PAT in the air. Looks good. It is. We'll take a break. Charleston 12, Coalfield 7. Another score update for you. The McMinn County Cherokees have regained the lead over Johnson City Science Hill, now leading 21-17. And right here, it's a 12-7 football game. Let's check that touchdown drive for Coalfield.
70 yards in 8 plays, and I tell you, we've seen 3 fine drives. The Panthers have driven 89 yards and 90 yards, and now Coalfield comes back with a 70-yard drive in 8 plays. Corky, we're seeing some real fine single-A football.
Definitely are. Here's the kick downfield coming from a little squibbler. It will be touched for the first man upfield. Now pitch up the second man. We're back at the 3-yard line. This is going to get off to a bad start. It's going to be down inside the 10. Looks like the Panthers were a little bit undecisive about who was going to take the football. A squibbler down the field, and the Panthers now have put the football way down inside the 10. If they finally spot it, let's double check to make sure they're going to spot it where. Got the 9. No, it's closer to the 10, I believe. And it'll be first down and 10 for the Charleston High School Panthers. The Panthers were very indecisive about who's going to carry the football that time. I think the squibbler might have caught them off guard a little bit, and they were very, very poor about getting the mechanics going. Now at the 11, they're going to spot the ball officially. They finally got down there where we can see it. The 11-yard line, first down and 10. First man through, second man through. It'll be Billy Ferris, 1 yard, 2 yard, 3. Comes out near the 12. Comes across the 13. Might have got the 14 when they finally unstack as Ferris comes wide left on the power that time. Moves the football just outside as a 14 near the 15. So he actually picked up almost 5 yards to play. Pretty good. It's actually a little longer run than anticipated for it. The McMinn County Cherokees have regained the lead against Johnson City Science Hill, now leading 21-17 in period 2. Looks like they got an offensive football game up there in Upper East Tennessee. At the 15-yard line, it'll be second down about 6 for the Panthers. Second man through Ferris. Hole opens, closes. He still gets a little bit, and we may have a flag thrown down inside the 15-yard line. Probably a line infraction against either the Panthers or the Coalfield. It's going to be holding offensive, okay? Coming to see that situation might be. We're looking at the clock, of course. In the first half of competition, the Panthers presently at 3 minutes and 7 seconds, holding on to a 12-7 advantage. They're going to have the football move back half the distance downfield on a holding call offensively against the Charleston High School Panthers. And right here, probably, unless something materializes, the Panthers are going to be in a situation where they're going to have to kick the football, and it's going to be out of the end zone or in that neighborhood. Let's see the market back downfield. Looks like Earl inside the 10, don't they? About the 7 or 8 yard line, somewhere in that position. So right now, the mishandling of the ensuing kickoff of the Charleston Panthers, that's going to put them in a situation where they're going to have to get out of the first half trying to hold a 12-7 lead unless they have to punt from the end zone. Here's the second man through. Hole opens up. Here comes a run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yard comes a Zach and comes across the 12, about the 13. Might have got the 15-yard line. That'll be Chip Norris, not Zach. They're about the same size. Chip Norris rather than Zach Cross. It'll be Chip coming up there. So I see another flag down right near the 15 or 16-yard line. The first down marker is out, I believe, about the 21-yard line, somewhere in that neighborhood. And now Coalfield has called a timeout. Coalfield has called time. Trying to preserve some clock in the first half. Panthers are facing a third and about 5 to go down inside their 20-yard line near the 16. Back with more coverage in just a moment. Tough situation for the Charleston High School Panthers right here, Earl. With a third down and about 6 yards to go for the first down. You got your back against the wall. You still got some time on the clock, though, don't you?
You really do. 2:37 to go, and this is a big play right here. About a 3rd and 4, maybe a 3rd and 5 situation. I'd say Ferris to get the ball right here.
At the 16-yard line, Panthers offense, second man through Ferris. Didn't get much. As it comes off tackle, looks like Coalfield had that play pretty well diagnosed. And I want another timeout to, again, milk that clock in the first half. Let me tell you something. You can obviously see that Coalfield has done their homework because you see that the entire front line went to the hole where Ferris was supposed to go, and when Billy got there, there was nowhere to go.
There was nothing there that time. He tried it up the middle, and he was gang tackled by 4 or 5 Coalfield defenders right up the middle.
All right, of course, it's spotting time for Charleston High School Panthers. As we check the clock for the first half for you, 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the first half, 2:30 first half. Panthers leading 12-7. And Coalfield, of course, will get the football back, and apparently will get it back in pretty good field position. Now the score update, boy, this is kind of surprising first half score. It's Jefferson County leading Oak Ridge 7-zip. And they're just up the highway up here, matter of fact. Oak Ridge down 7-zip in period at number 2 of that one. The McMinn County Cherokees have regained the lead against Johnson City Science Hill, 21-17, and they are in period at number 2. The punt will come from about the 3 or 4 yard line by Zach Cross for the Charleston Panthers. Twins back now for Coalfield. About the 45-yard line. They get the football in great field position here to end the first half of competition. Good snap. No rush. Here comes the kick. Not a very good one. Line drive job. Caught at the 40, at the 35, at the 30, down inside the 20, at the 15, near the 11 or out of bounds. I'm going to check to see if he stepped out of bounds back upfield. If he didn't, that's a great return for the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. They say he did not step out of bounds. It's back at the 10-yard line or thereabouts. Close to the 11, I believe. Yes. At the 11-yard line, it'll be first down and goal to go for the Yellow Jackets of Coalfield. Not a good punt that time by Zach. He didn't have any lift on it. It was a line drive job. Only went 22 yards. And Coalfield, in the closing 2 minutes of the first half, can regain the lead. At the 11-yard line, first down and 10. They can get a first down inside the 5. Here's the power. It'll be Jenkins. 1 yard, 2 yards, 3. And a flag is down near the 15-yard line. Hit again by Terrell Moore, number 45 of the Panthers, 5'11", 192-pound junior. And it'll be probably holding against Coalfield, yes. Holding has been caught against Coalfield, moves the football back upfield. That, of course, obviously is a good break for the Charleston High School Panthers because, again, Jenkins had done a good job. They give the football a lot in the opening series in the game to Thomas Milhorn, but here lately, they've given the football an awful lot to Jenkins and on some wingback reverses to Wilson. Here's the mark-off. Back upfield, the 23-yard line. At the 23, 15-yard mark-off for offensive holding against the Yellow Jackets of Coalfield. Charleston High School Panthers are on top 12-7, nearing the first half of competition. Clock showing 2 minutes in the first half. At the 23-yard line, second down and a long way to go. Single back, wide out, cocks the arm, in trouble, looking downfield, runs out. It's going to be sacked at the 30. Good defensive job of Billy Ferris. And Ferris comes over the football, the ball was ruled dead at that point. And let me tell you something, Ferris was like a jet in there, climbing on the back of the quarterback, and Lowe had nowhere to go except down immediately at the 29. They'll go without a huddle at the 29-yard line. Coalfield will try it one more time. Same set, yep, there'll be a shotgun this time. Going to change the set. At 1 minute, 28 seconds, first half. Bad snap over his head. Quarterback chasing it back to the 47-yard line. Now will throw in desperation. Throws it downfield. It's going to be intercepted or dropped. That was over the quarterback's head on the shotgun. He had to chase it all the way back to the 47-yard line. And the Panthers had a good chance, number 44, Timmy Goins, on making the interception down inside the 22-yard line. That's a break for the Panthers again, and of course, obviously, for Coalfield, a bad break because the snap over the quarterback's head, which was in the shotgun. He had a man wide open down here near the 15-yard line in Panther territory. The rain begins to pick up. 1 minute, 16 seconds, first half of competition. That last play took about, 13 seconds or so. At the 29-yard line, third down, a long way to go. They can get a first down inside the 5. Third down and a long way. Good snap this time. Under pressure, runs out, cocks the arm, throws toward the end zone. It's going to be knocked down by the Panthers. Good job defensively again by, I believe, Billy Ferris. It was number 34. Quick hands that time to Billy, and also assisted by number 45, Shane Evans. And also defensively, I believe, in there was, Richie King. That's the guy I'm looking for, Richie King. And now it's fourth down time again for the Yellow Jackets. Big play for both teams. They either can get a first down inside the 5, near the 1, or they can go all the way for 29 yards and a touchdown. So technically, it's 4th and 29 for a touchdown, 4th and 28 for a first down. Big play. Panthers playing prevent defense. Triples this time for Coalfield. In the shotgun. Looks downfield. Cocks the arm. Throws toward the end zone. It is going to be incomplete. Panthers hold. Holman Stevens, Shane Evans back in the end zone, knocking the football away from Corey Keflin, and number 34, Leo Jenkins, and number 24, Earl, for those for Coalfield. Number 24 is James Wilson. And in the end zone that time, both guys had a chance at the football, and the Panthers, obviously right here, Earl, will eat out the clock in the first half.
Yeah, I'm sure they're ready to get to the locker room. There's just a little over a minute to go, and they have played some great defense on that stand because really Coalfield had an excellent opportunity down inside the 10.
At the 29-yard line, inside reverse does not do much. Billy Ferris loses a couple of yards. Panthers come off the inside reverse that time, and looks like Coalfield is stiffening on defense. Charleston hasn't had a whole lot going for them here in the last offensive set. Of course, they've also had poor field position in the first half. Going to put the football back down inside the 27-yard line, and we're facing what? I can't see the clock, Earl. Can you pick it up for me here? About 30 seconds or something like that? 38 seconds. We're, of course, a little crowded with the media's covering. There's a lot of media coverage for the football game tonight, which is obvious, and it's a little bit of a difficult location for us to see the scoreboard clock, part of it anyway, on the seconds on the score clock. Inside reverse, 1 yard, 2 yards, 4 yards, comes up near 9 yards. Billy Ferris comes across the 32, slides out near the 33, got near the 35-yard line. Matter of fact, when they unstop, he's going to have a good run by Billy Ferris. Just shy of the first down marker by just a couple of 3 yards here at the 36-yard line. Another good run, and there is the final seconds taken off, and that's the first half of competition. It's been a very exciting first half of both football teams. We have seen a lot of offense the first half, but at the same time, some very tough defensive plays for the Charleston High School Panthers 3 times, matter of fact, in critical situations offensively for the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. At the end of the first half at Coalfield High School, it is the Charleston Panthers 12, Coalfield 7, in the state football playoffs, round 1, single A division.
Let me give you the first half stats. The Charleston Panthers opened up in the first quarter with some good offense behind the strong running of Billy Ferris, and they're on top right now at halftime here at Coalfield, 12-7. Panthers are on top. In the first downs department, Coalfield has the lead. Coalfield has 8 first downs. The Charleston Panthers have 6. The rushing department, Coalfield has 56 yards net. They have lost some 4 or 5 different times that have cut down on that net games, or otherwise they would have had up close to 100 yards. But they've been thrown for a loss on at least 4 occasions, maybe 5. One of them was a big 14-yard loss that really stymied a drive. So they've actually gained more yardage on the ground than that 56, but it comes out a net total of 56. The Charleston Ball Club has 135 yards rushing here at halftime. The passing department, quarterback Coleman Stevens for the Charleston Panthers has gone to the air only twice, and he has connected on good strikes both times. He had a 13-yard pass to Shane Evans, and then the biggie, a 41-yard pass to Shane Evans, who's been his favorite target all season long, and that was a big 41-yard strike for the touchdown. So 54 yards in offense passing, no passes intercepted. Total offense for Charleston, 189 yards. The passing department for Coalfield, which they like to throw the football, they've gone to the air already 11 times in the first half. They've completed 4 behind the quarterbacking of Andy Lowe. His favorite target, obviously, is Andy Schubert. He's caught 2 already, a 17-yarder and an 11-yarder. He's thrown 4 completions, the other 2 to Wilson for 18 and Melhorn for 2, a total of 48 yards passing. So total offense for Coalfield, 104. In the fumbles department, the Charleston Panthers have not fumbled the football. Coalfield has fumbled once. They did recover that. We've had only the 1 interception by Coleman Stevens for the Charleston Panthers. Individually, Billy Ferris, as you would probably suspect if you're a Charleston listener, a Charleston fan, is the workhorse. Billy has carried the ball 11 times already, so he's headed for a 20-plus performance in carrying the football probably before this evening's over. He has already gained 97 yards. So Billy Ferris is off to a great start here at halftime. And Leo Jenkins is the workhorse for the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. He's carried 4 times, but he's already gained 40 of those 56 yards. Recapping the scoring, Zach Cross scored the touchdown for the Panthers as they capped an 89-yard drive the first time they had their hands on the football. Coalfield actually received the opening kickoff. They were moving the ball well, headed straight downfield before Coleman Stevens came up with a big Panther interception at the 11-yard line. And 8 plays later, Zach Cross took it in 4 yards out. The big run was a 47-yard run by Billy Ferris, which got them out of deep territory and got them down into Coalfield scoring area. Then the Panthers came right back in the second quarter at the 7:49 mark of the second quarter on the big pass from quarterback Coleman Stevens to his wide receiver Shane Evans for 41 yards. That capped a 90-yard drive in 9 plays. They went for the 2-point conversion, and it failed on a pass that was dropped in the end zone. Incidentally, the PAT on the first one, the kick was wide right, so that's where Charleston is right now with their 12 points. Coalfield came right back with their touchdown. Leo Jenkins scored from 9 yards out. The PAT was tacked on by Andy Schubert, and that completed a 70-yard drive in 8 plays, so all 3 of the touchdowns have come on long drives. We're at halftime here at Coalfield, Tennessee, where the Charleston Panthers are leading the Coalfield Yellow Jackets 12-7 at halftime in this first round of the TSSAA football playoffs for 93. And we'll be back to Coalfield with more halftime coverage after this word.
Present time, of course, both teams are back on the field. I was watching, Earl, while you were making those observations and comments about how the 2 teams came back on the field. And when we first began our broadcast this evening, Coalfield came out like you might. I mean, they really had the enthusiasm to burn. But I think Coalfield comes out in the second half a little bit more serious. I think they realized they got a football game.
Yeah, they came out in the first half before the game started. They were really fired up. They were playing some music, and the cheerleaders were going through some exciting routines, and the Coalfield players, many of them were trying to get the crowd involved in it. They were pumped. There's no doubt about it. But now that Charleston has put 2 touchdowns on the board, they came out with a little more somber approach. It's like, hey, we've got some business to take care of. They're not jumping around. Charleston's still fired up. So I think we're going to see 24 minutes of outstanding high school football here in the 3rd and 4th quarters.
And, of course, the winner advances to the second round. The loser has to color the football season. And, of course, obviously, in both situations, the loser is going to say it's been a great, great year because it has been. The Panthers, of course, receive this third period. The kick will come from Coalfield. In the air, kick in over end. Not a scribbler this time. Caught at the 18-yard line, at the 20, at the 25, nearly the 31, 32-yard line. What a lick! As looks like the Aikens, about the 31 or 32-yard line, took a lick from 2 big, strong tackles from the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. At that point, offensively comes the Charleston Panthers, first down and 10 yards to go. For the Basler making the initial lick, and also Bearden for the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. Dressed in white, trimmed in black with bright orange. Charleston Panthers, of course, in the familiar colors of silver, red, and blue. At the 31-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Take first man, give second man through. Oh, opens up for Norris. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 yards. Comes out near the 38-yard line. Drew a break at the 39, and they may give him the 40-yard stripe. Let's see where they unstack. They're going to say just shy of the 40-yard line. The first down marker's down beyond the 43. A gain of almost 8 yards in the play by Norris. And Josh Elmore also involved the play at the 39-yard line. Panthers leading 12-7, period 3. The second and final 24 minutes to decide who goes to the second round. Reversed inside, it'll be Ferris. He's got the first down and more. Forced across the 40, hits the 42, and drags near the 44-yard line. First down for the Charleston High School Panthers, and a good one for the number 7 for the Panthers tonight. And Coalfield has 8. But the Panthers have the lead right now at 12-7. With a little steady rain, it's gotten a little bit cooler presently here this evening at Coalfield, which, by the way, we've been told is in Morgan County, not Anderson County, but in Morgan County, which is adjacent to the Wartburg, Brushy Mountain, Petros area. At the 44-yard line, trap inside, 1 yard, 2 yards, 3. Again, Cross carrying the football, comes across the 45 and sends out near the 47-yard line. The first down marker is down inside the midfield, about the 46 in Coalfield territory. By the way, just in case you have not looked at your calendar and maybe had a chance to look at what the season, of course, is supposed to be color gone. But the leaves are hanging on this year. This part of the country here is gorgeous And the Lees have just been absolutely terrific for the type of summer that we've had. And the Lees are still hanging on the mountains here in Brushy Mountain area. At the 47-yard line, quick pitch is Ferris. 1, 2, 3, 4, draws a crowd and goes down inside the 49-yard line. That's a quick pitch from Coleman Stevens out to Billy Ferris. Power left side behind a lot of blocking downfield. But I tell you what, good stop that time on the part of Coalfield by B.J. Carson. He kind of thread his way through all those would-be blockers out front. And let's put the football officially at the 49-yard line. We got a timeout, I believe. That's something wrong. Looks like a Coalfield player is injured along the far sideline way on the other side in front of the Charleston High School bench. We have seen no signs of any tempers or any unsportsmanlike conduct tonight. Both football teams have come to this field this evening for the exact purpose of what it's all about, and that is, of course, as you very well know, playing state championship football caliber. And at the 49-yard line, Earl, you said what? Okay, here we go. Earl's lost his little win picked up there, and we lost our score sheet and also our lineup cards. The injured player we cannot see because he's on the far sideline. He's down on one knee right in front of the Charleston High School bench. And, of course, the guys there are also helping him get straightened out. The coaches are over there pleasantly working with him. It's a 12-7 football game tonight from Coalfield High School. First round of the state football playoff single A division. The winner of this game has to travel again. And, of course, it'll be another trip to, you might say, almost out of Tennessee, near the Kentucky line over in Trousdale County. Now, that don't mean a thing to you. Let me tell you something. Trousdale in single A has great football tradition.
Yes, indeed. I was looking at the program, and they've been state champions before in single A. They've had a good, strong athletic program over in Trousdale County in more than just football, basketball, baseball. They've got a good, strong athletic tradition.
And football will resume right here. Charleston Panthers facing a third down, about 5 yards to go at the 49-yard line. Fake win in. There'll be an inside reverse. He's got 5. He's got a first down and more. Across the 45, hits the 42, goes down inside the 41-yard line in Coalfield territory. And again, with that wing-back reverse, another great run on the part of the Charleston Panthers by Josh Elmore. And Josh Elmore showing good quickness. Moves the football inside for a 9-yard pickup for the Charleston High School Panthers at the 41-yard line. First down and 10. Of the number 8, both teams now have 8 first downs. Panthers at the 41-yard line, first and 10, leading 12-7. Here's the reverse again. Another man. It's going to change hands. I believe it's going to be Timmy Goins will carry the football. I lost it for just a second. Looks like Timmy Goins. The first fake was to Ferris, and then the pitch to Goins going around the wing back, and he slides inside the 41 for no gain. They were waiting on that one beautifully. It appears, Earl, as we line up left and right, the right side of Coalfield's line is a little stronger than the left side. They don't usually give as much ground there. Now we got a problem. We're going to have some timeout, I believe. Yes, Coalfield was disorganized on defense, and they have called a quick timeout. We'll take a break. It's a 41-yard line. Panthers leading 12-7, midway of the third period. Back in just a moment.
In 1954, Bowater Employees Credit Union began serving the financial needs of Bowater workers and their families. Over the past 4 decades, our members have trusted us for quality products and personal service, all with the assurances of safety and soundness. We're proud of that, and we're committed to continue that tradition. Members, come by and talk to us when you're ready to buy a car or finance an education, or when you're in the market for a new home. Since we're a full-service institution, we can meet virtually any financial need. Bowater Employees Credit Union in Calhoun. We're meeting tomorrow's challenges today. Phone 336-7268. Deposits insured to $100,000 by NCUA.
At the 41-yard line, facing another tough situation, the Charleston High School Panthers, second down about 9 at 8 minutes and 39 seconds, period 3. Charleston 12, Coalfield 7. Panthers missed their 2 extra point conversions and are now hanging on to a 5-point lead. Single set, now goes into a wide set. Panthers will drop back, fake a pitch, want to pass it instead. Man is caught. May go for a touchdown. He will. That surprised everybody. Defensive men up front for the only problem is he missed the football, and Richie King, who was right behind him, and I think Richie was surprised he caught the football.
I tell you, Coleman, that time, you talk about a baseball slingshot. I see what you mean. He didn't throw it conventional style. He zipped it downfield, 41 yards, to Richie King, and once he caught it, it was obvious he was going to go.
2-point conversion for the Charleston Panthers. Will throw from the end zone. He's going to cut a ball. I believe he caught the football on his knee. They went for a 2-point conversion, a little flip on what was referred to at Body High School as a side swaddle for the extra point. And Charleston that time went for the 2-point conversion, did not get it, as the receiver in the left corner, which it looked like was Ferris, caught the football, was down on one knee. So the ball was, of course, officially dead at that point. A surprising touchdown for Charleston. I know I sounded surprised because it was just surprising for Richie King. He couldn't believe that the defensive player out in front of him had gone for the interception. When he went for the interception, he went through it, and Rich was standing behind him. It went right to him beautifully, and he goes in the end zone untouched for a touchdown. No one around him. And it surprised me because it opened up so quickly, and it surprised Richie because he couldn't believe that he was wide open. And he looked around and there's nobody there. He was totally by himself. And, of course, it's a quick touchdown. As Earl said, it covers a total of 41 yards. A slingshot job that time by Coleman Stevens. He throws the ball almost sidearm, like he does when he's playing defensive second base and shortstop for the Panthers baseball team. And anyway, it's an 18-7. Hey, we'll take it, Earl. We'll take it.
Yes, indeed, we'll take it. It wasn't a thing of beauty, but I'm telling you what, he's getting the job done on his passes.
Here's the kickoff downfield. It's Muff picked up, and finally the backfield picked up by 9. He's going to break it loose. He may go. 25, 30, sideline. Finally tripped out of bounds near the 35 in Charleston territory. The ball was muffed down deep by Coalfield. It bounced against a couple of guys. A little back here, which is number 20, which is Thomas Melhorn, caught it off the fingertips of another player, and then all at once the middle opened up, and he just powers through there. And here comes the rain again, Earl. And in the meantime, the ball is placed down officially inside the 35 at the 34-yard line in Charleston territory. So very quickly, a big break for the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. Panthers leading 18-7 in the third period. A real strange last touchdown. But here comes Coalfield again at the 34-yard line. Quarterback sneak gets 1 yard, 2 yards. I believe that might have been a blown play. Yeah, it looks like a busted play for sure, because it looked like the quarterback, which is in this case Lowe, is looking for a handoff to probably Melhorn, who's coming through. And our rain is picked up, and our rain's getting a little harder presently. But the buck got the football down inside the 34-yard line. He got a couple of yards in that play, maybe. We're going to call it second down, 8 yards to go, down inside the 35, near the 34-yard line. Of course, we need to make an effort here to get our equipment covered up again at the 34-yard stripe. Panthers leading 18-7. Ball in the offense one more time, dropping back low. Cocks the arm, throws downfield. Man's wide open. Inside the 30, down inside the 25. Goes near the 20. Might have got inside the 20-yard line. Good pass again for Lowe. And I'll tell you what, he comes up limping a little bit this time. The pass completion was good. And was it Schubert? No, it'll be 16, okay? Placed officially at the 16-yard line. It'll be a 17-yard pickup again for the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. And the people now begin to scurry for their umbrellas and their plastic covers, whatever they can get, because the rain has picked up. It's a little bit harder now. Just inside the 16-yard line of the first down for Coalfield. Panthers leading 18-7, but Coalfield is marching. It's been an offensive football game, yet we've had some great defensive plays. At the 16, first and 10, inside goes Jenkins. 1 yard, 2 yards, maybe 3. Slides across the 15 and goes down inside the 14 in Charleston High School Panther territory. Of course, we're going to come back again to that situation where the Panthers have not converted any of their pointers this evening. We tried a 2-pointer. We tried 2 1-pointers, and we didn't get anything out of it. Looks like it'll be Goins and Joe Gates making the stop defensively this time for the Charleston High School Panthers. But the football officially inside the 15, down inside the 14-yard line in Panther territory. Charleston digging in on defense, leading 18-7 as the rain has picked up rather substantially. It's raining pretty good now. Handoff, first man, second man through, delay, handoff, didn't get much out of it. Looks like he got a trip and fell basically in his own out-of-balance situation. Shane got a hand out there, and so it looks like Coleman and also Wilson, and Wilson goes down for about probably a yard loss. That was a delay. It wasn't actually a Utah pass. It was a delay handoff. He faked the pitch, kicked the football inside to his fullback, and he comes up, and as he was coming across the line of scrimmage, Shane got a hand out there, just kind of tripped him, and because of that, he lost his balance and fell down. It'll be third down and about 9. What a pitch. Goes to in the end zone. Man's open. It is going to be intercepted in the end zone of the Charleston Panthers. I believe it's either Ferris or Shane. It's Shane Evans in the end zone. Man was wide open. Evans slides across in front of him, right in front of the pylon, makes a big interception, and the Panthers have held again on some super defensive effort for the Panthers in the end zone. And again, knocking on the door. Again, the Panthers play some crucial defense.
That's the truth. The Panthers have come up 3 different times when the Coalfield Yellow Jackets have been inside the 20-yard line with some big plays, 2 of them on interceptions. Coleman Stevens in the first half, and that time Shane Evans. Brilliant reception in the end zone. And the Panthers will start from their own 20.
Another 20-yard line, first down and 10. Here comes Ferris. 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, 5. He's got 7. He's still going. He's got 8. He's got 9. He's got 11 yards. Billy Ferris will not go. The big fullback comes across the right tackle and just works in that defensive right side and moves up just inside the 31 or 2-yard line. Did they say he stepped out of bounds or not? They did not. It's the first down. He was up there walking, tight-roping the sidelines across the 25 and gets out near the 31, almost the 32-yard line. Big 12-yard carry that time on the part of Billy Ferris. Ferris has got that good combination of power as well as quickness. He's a big back, 6'1", almost 200 pounds. At the 32-yard line, Charleston first down and 10, leading 18-7. Takes the first man, in trouble, cocks the arm, throws, incomplete. The pass downfield about the 44-yard line intended for Richie King. Richie had his man beat that time, but because Coleman was retreating, he had to throw off the wrong foot. And as a result, the pass fell in behind Richie King down near the 46-yard line in territory of the Charleston Panthers. Let's check that clock for you at 5 minutes and 21 seconds in the third period. 5:21 in the third. Charleston on top, 18-7. Been a kind of a strange football game. So far as the Panthers are concerned, they scored in some weird ways this evening. At the 32-yard line, they'll be second down and 10. Long count for Coleman Stevens. Fakes first man, gives to Ferris outside, looking for a break. He's got 1, he's got 2, he's got 5, he's got 10, he's got 15. He's got 1 man to beat inside the 45. He's finally tracked down near the 43-yard line. Look at the big locomotive run. Billy Ferris carries the football across midfield and rolls inside the 45, down inside the 43 in territory of Coalfield. That's another big run by Billy Ferris of 27 yards. And the big horse is carrying the apple. I'll tell you what they're doing right now. They're working Ferris more outside on the ends than they are inside on the tackles right now, Earl.
They really are. And that time, after he got about 4 or 5 yards, he had a good block to spring him. Then it was all Billy Ferris as he just ran over a couple of Coalfield defenders.
Another Charleston first down. Here comes Zach inside 1 yard and might have got no more than that. Got a little bit of a tangle up. A couple of guys trying to do a little man of roostering out there. Earl, I got a little problem right here, buddy. Grab my lineup card, okay? There you go. The rain and the wind is taking this, and I'm holding. Would you like to tell the folks what we're doing right here?
Well, I've got a pencil in one hand and trying to operate the scorebook, and you've got a microphone in one hand. Good thing you hold that in your left hand and an umbrella in the right hand. I'll tell you what, we're using all the appendages, aren't we?
It is kind of humorous to watch this, but we're hoping we're getting the job done. At the 43-yard line, a little bit of confusion, and time has been called. We'll take a break while Earl checks the clock for me at 5 minutes. Uh-oh. It's 4:16. I can't see that clock up his side. 4 minutes and 16 seconds for the third period. Panthers 18, Coalfield 7. Back in a moment. At the 43-yard line, Charleston the offense one more time, and this time Ferris would not get much of it. Same play. That's the fake again to cross, pitch wide to the big back going around the left side, and that time they were waiting for him, and Billy Ferris gets nothing. Matter of fact, he'll probably lose a yard. They will. Back to about the 44-yard line. So Billy actually wound up losing a yard back at the 44-yard stripe. The Charleston Panthers are on top, 18-7. 4 minutes plus left in the third period. Winner, of course, goes on to the second round of the state football playoffs, and the loser, as you will know, is eliminated. But there's no losers in the state football playoffs. You got to be a good football team to even be at this point. At the 44-yard line, it'll be second down 11. Dropping back, Coleman fakes pitch, gives inside the reverse, and the reverse is diagnosed perfectly. And all at once, good defensive pressure by Coalfield. By the time Chip Norris in the reverse on the right side, he didn't get out of his own backfield, matter of fact. Moved the football back about the 40-yard line as again Basler. Terry Basler does a good job defensively, and it'll be fifth down, a long way to go. The Charleston Panthers will be facing for the second time tonight the punting game. back near the 41-yard line. A little bit better field position this time for Zach, though. We'll have triples down deep for Coalfield. At the 49-yard line, good snap, rushes on. Here comes the kick. Wobbly, headed toward the sideline. Hits the hands of the 24-yard line by Jenkins, and he draws a crowd and goes down at that point. And here comes the flag. They have a flag against the Charleston Panthers for a late hit, but the ball at the neighborhood about the 25-yard line was fielded nicely by Coalfield, and the discussion will come near the 25-yard line. The Panthers had very good field position downfield, and Earl puts the glasses up and tells me he thinks it's going to be called against Coalfield and not against Charleston. It is. It'll be the hit by Casey Akins. It's going to be called a clip called against Coalfield. That, of course, obviously, with good field position, is a break for the Charleston Panthers.
It really is, because Casey Akins did a great job of coverage on the play, and the Coalfield runner only got a couple of yards before he was nailed by Akins, and then the flag came, and as soon as the official indicated, you couldn't really tell, but Casey Akins came up applauding and clapping his hands, so it was obvious it was going to go against Coalfield in some major infraction.
Well, I've got some bad news for you. My score sheet is beginning to ink. It's beginning to run together.
I can understand why.
Josh Elmore's name is just one big blob right there. I can't read a thing. At the 12-yard line, the Charleston High School Panthers on defense, and the offense in control by Coalfield Yellow Jackets. First down and 10 yards to go. Dropping back, here's a quarterback draw. Hands off for maybe a yard, maybe no more than that. Comes across the 12 near the 13-yard line. And again, in this situation, Charleston probably will play a little bit tighter on the defense inside. We've been given the accolades all night long and the great running power of Billy Ferris. Earl, I'll tell you something else that he does. He plays pretty good defensive end also, doesn't he?
He really does. There's no doubt about Charleston has some people that play very evenly on offense and defense. They have to go both ways, and they're just about evenly as good either way because they've been known for their offense all year. But let me tell you, Charleston's playing some tough defense tonight.
At the 13-yard line, we second down, about 9 yards to go for the Coalfield Yellow Jackets, trailing 18-7. Another quarterback draw comes to the middle, gets a few yards. Somebody reached out and grabbed the uniform and pulls him down. Low, almost skirts upfield for a bigger yardage. Shane Evans got out there just enough to grab a hold of the uniform and pull him down. And he gets about 2 more yards. We're facing third down, about 6 yards to go near the 18-yard line. At the 18 for Coalfield, facing now 3rd and 6, and for them at this point, of course, it's a very big play. Panthers leading 18-7, nearing the end of the third period at 1 minute and 17 seconds, 1:17 in the third quarter. Charleston 18, Coalfield 7, before a very partisan Coalfield crowd on a rainy night on the football state playoffs in the Division Single A. Dropping back under some pressure, running out is Low. Cox, throw, intercepted inside the 15. He may go for a touchdown. He will.
Shane Evans, 24.
Shane Evans intercepts and goes 24 yards for a touchdown. And that time, Low, showing some inexperience as a sophomore quarterback, threw right in a crowd, Earl. And the only uniforms up there were the Panthers, blue, red, and gray.
Now, that time Shane Evans diagnosed it. He smelled it coming into his area and came up quickly, defending and caught the pass on the dead run, never broke stride. Perfectly interception, Shane Evans, and ran in the end zone untouched.
And the attempt for the PAT this time is tacked on perfectly by Timmy Goins. We'll take a break as the Panthers right now are on the verge of pulling one of the division's single A major upsets. They lead Coalfield 25-7. Back in a moment. I'm back in quickly. Another score update for you. The Charleston Panthers here leading 25-7 against Coalfield. We'll check the scoring on that touchdown story in just a second. And the McMinn County Cherokees have regained the lead also in their game. They now lead over Johnson City Scientilla. Good football game, 28-24 up in Johnson City. The returning kick downfield, picked up at the 19-yard line, hits the sideline 20, 22, and that's about it. No, he might have got the 26-yard line as they give it a little bit of forward momentum. At that point, the Charleston Panthers go defensively, and the offense for the Coalfield Yellow Jackets, who are right now staggering here on their home field. And that touchdown drive was a quick one.
That's a 24-yarder on the turnover. Shane Evans pops it in from 24 yards out, and he caught that reception, the interception on the dead run. It wasn't one of those where he was jumping in the air and trying to bring it down. He smelled it, he diagnosed it, It was a hard thrown pass, and he steps right in front and yanks it out of the air and never broke stride. Full speed.
No one touched him, matter of fact, as he went in the end zone untouched. And we do have a ambulance presently coming on the field here at Coalfield. I'm checking both benches to see if I see anyone that might be injured. Probably it's not here. Maybe out in the parking lot, or maybe they're just reestablishing their position out there. Nevertheless, they're presently here, and thank goodness they're not taking anyone. We'll have to double check to make sure. I didn't see anybody on either team really injured. Did you? Okay, Coalfield has the offensive football at the 27-yard line. Panthers leading 25-7. We got a big crowd, by the way, from the Charleston community. That home side on their side is. Here's a bad snap over the quarterback's head. He is back trying to pick up the football. It will be recovered by Coalfield after a huge, huge loss. And Coalfield right now is on the verge of blowing the cool.
Yep, they're losing a lot of their poise. They were in this football game at halftime, but right now they're beginning to press a little bit. You can sense it. They're getting a little frustrated. They realize it's getting late. They've got to pull something out here, and they're pressing just a little bit, and it's causing them to lose their composure.
The ball was snapped over the quarterback's head on a shotgun, and he had to go back to chase the football. Quarterback actually never did get the football. One of his blockers up front did recover it for Coalfield, was placed officially at the 8-yard line, which, of course, is a huge loss. So Coalfield needs to get themselves reorganized because now they're beginning to show signs of really giving into pressure. At their 8-yard line, a long way to go. Second down in the country mile. In the quarterback, he's going to be snapped and going to be planted back near the 5-yard line after another loss. The quarterback trying to get out of there, not much blocking up front, and the Panthers now sending everybody, send Zach Cross right to the quarterback low as the third quarter will come to an end, and he'll be losing about 3 or 4 more yards down inside the 10-yard line closer to the 5. We'll have to see where they finally spot the football when the ball exchanges sides here at the end of the third quarter. At the end of 3, Charleston 25, Coalfield 7. We're glad to report to you the rain has eased off a little bit. We can put the umbrellas down momentarily. And right now, so far as the Charleston High School Panthers are concerned, they're having a rain problem of their own. It's called the Charleston football team.
They really are. And Charleston, I tell you, Corky, I'm impressed. They've played a tremendous football game. And really and truly, they're playing much better tonight than they did in the blowout against Von Orr that we saw. And much, much better than they obviously did at South Pittsburgh. They put together a good offensive and defensive effort tonight.
Third down a country mile in the end zone. Throws out. Here's the ball being ruled down. Ball is ruled down inside the 5. A flag is down. Probably intentional grounding has been called. It'll be a safety for the Charleston Panthers. He was in the end zone. The referee ruled he had to actually throw the football out. The ball was ruled as an intentional grounding by the quarterback low, and the Panthers finally get those points back. We get the hard one. Papers down here. The Panthers have just picked up 2 points on a safety in the end zone. Ball was ruled an intentional grounding on the quarterback low, who could not get out of the end zone. If he has safety for the Panthers, the lead now goes to 27-7, and of course now they'll be kicked from the 20-yard line by Coalfield, and the Panthers will get the football back in good field position. And of course, obviously, already, we think that Adam Garrett is given credit for the safety in the end zone for the Panthers. The defensive tackle by Adam Garrett given credit for the 2-pointer, who will be probably the highest scoring lineman for the Charleston Panthers this year. He just got a 2-point conversion. In the fourth period, Charleston shocking Coalfield 27-7. Panthers were about a 2 to 3 touchdown underdog in this ball game. And I'll tell you what, back in the first half of competition, they definitely looked like it. Although the Panthers have played very consistently and very steady the entire night. Charleston leading 27-7 will get the football back downfield as a result of a 2-point conversion. The deepest man for Charleston will be about the 38-yard line. The one thing, of course, that the Panthers have done all night long, Earl, has been this. They've been very aggressive offensively and defensively from the opening whistle.
They really have. They were not appearing to be as fired up as the ball game started, but they could tell they were confident and they played like it.
The Panthers will receive the football about the 34-yard line, and a very smart play by Shane Evans. Shane caught the football in a squibbler downfield, did not really have good field position. As a result, he did not really have the football in his possession like he would have wanted to. He just simply takes the ball and goes on one knee and downs the ball at the 34-yard line. Now, that play right there, Earl, doesn't look like anything in the scorebook, but that was a very smart, very professional senior-type player performance.
Yeah, and there's no doubt. These seniors, Coach Blankenship asked his seniors to step forward. They've stepped forward tonight. These seniors like Shane Evans and Coleman Stevens and Billy Ferris, they are really doing a man-sized job.
At the 34-yard line, here goes Ferris one more time. He's got 10 more yards. Cuts the wide end right side, and again pours down against that end. And Ferris, as he gets into the secondary, about 2 yards deep in the secondary, puts on the jets and moves upfield for another good 7 yards. With the football down beyond the 45, near the 46-yard line. Someone asked me, matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago when we did the Charleston broadcast of Thursday, what the secret, in our opinion, was of Billy Ferris. I just made a simple statement. He's just a big, strong, rugged back. That's all he is doing.
Hard-nosed. He's tough to bring down. When he gets his speed going, he's not only quick, he's powerful.
He's just a hard-nosed football player. And here's, I believe, flag against the Charleston Panthers, probably for illegal procedure. They've had a little trouble with that wing back reverse all night long, although it's been a good play for them much of the entire night. Here's the legal procedure. We've had a couple of times where we have gone inside the line too quickly. In other words, as the back goes into motion, turned toward the line of scrimmage, he turns a little bit too quickly. As a result, of course, it's called illegal procedure. With the football back down to the 41-yard line, the Panthers will start at that point one more time, and there goes part of that big gain that we had a moment ago by Billy Ferris. It'll be now 1st and 15. First out and 15 yards to go at the 41-yard line after, of course, the initial run of 11 by Ferris on the opening series. Dropping inside, reverse, again Ferris outside, is going to be in all kinds of trouble. He's going to lose big yardage. That play never got out of the back door. Ferris had nowhere to go except down as he had 3 tacklers all over him. That's a loss in the play of about 10 yards. It's back near about the 33-yard line to go spot the football. At the 33-yard line, an 8-yard loss to play, and Billy Ferris' rushing yardage will be a -8 on that play. At the 33, it'll be 2nd down, and let's make a guess. 22 yards, is that about right? Where's the first down mark about the 44-yard line? We'll see about 23 yards. 2nd and 23 for the Panthers. Reverse, triple inside. 1 yard, 2 yards, 3, close to 5 yards. That was a triple reverse on the inside, and I guess the wing back carries the football will be Norris. And Norris comes across the 33 and gets out near the 34-yard line. And, of course, all this is happening is not getting a whole lot for the Charleston Panthers, but it is moving that clock. It's 9 minutes and 46 seconds, 9:46 left in the fourth period. Charleston High School Panthers are on top 25-7, ball placed officially at the 35-yard line. Last score we had in the McMinn County Johnson City game was the Cherokees on top 28-24. And they are in the third period. We've got 9:30 in this ball game in the fourth quarter, and the clock continues to roll. At the 35-yard line, Panthers come out, 3rd down, a country mile to go. Fake first man, give first man. He gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yards. Close to 6 is Zach Cross up the middle. That's just a good conservative play. Comes across the 35 and gets out near the 40, about the 41-yard line. The Panthers now will be in a situation where they will be kicking the football on a 4th down. I said the score was 25-7. I beg your pardon. I forgot the 2-point conversion. It's 27-7. Panthers are on top 27-7 in the fourth period with a weird combination of scoring and shooting, and Earl will give you a little recap on the situation at the conclusion of our broadcast. It has been unusual tonight in the scoring column. Had a little combination of everything. But, of course, the Charleston's defense in crucial situations has been the turnaround thing. At the 33-yard line, the receiver will be waiting. The pop will come. Bad snap over his head. Zach Cross is chasing the football down to 11-yard line, maybe inside the 11, about the 10. And the Panthers have had their first bad mistake this entire night. For the Coalfield Yellow Jackets, they've got the football in great field position. 1st down and 10 to go. They have stopped the football, I believe, at the 9-yard line. It is inside the 10. That's the first real mistake the Panthers have made the entire night. And it could be a slippery football. But the snap was over the head of the punter, Zach Cross, who had to chase it down desperately. Pumps into the hands of the Charleston Panthers, who down the football inside the 10 at the 9. And right here's Coalfield in great striking position with still plenty of time to play the game. Panthers lead 27-7. Coalfield at the Charleston 9. 1st and goal. Fakes first man, gives second man. Here's Jenkins. He didn't get a whole lot out of that. Jenkins did get a couple of yards. Comes down inside the 9 and probably near the 7, if I've got my lines accurately lined up here. Let's see, about 2-yard pickup, yeah. Be second down and still goal to go near the 7-yard line. Hit that time defensively by the left quarterback, Josh Brown, and also by Adam Garrett, who had the 2-point conversion a little while ago. So the mistake made by the Charleston Panthers, really their first big one the entire night, have gotten Coalfield now in great field position. Their second down and goal to go at the Charleston 7. Gives second man through. Hole opens. He pours through there. He gets 1. He gets 2. He gets 3. Slides across the 5 and goes down near the 3, maybe the 2 in Charleston territory. Good lick again by Richie King. Let me tell you something. Richie King can play football. He's only scored 1 touchdown tonight, and of course the Baltimore game, we mentioned the fact that he plays such good defense. But Richie King is just a hard-nosed young football player. Number 83, 6-footer, 180-pound junior. He'll be back next year. Third down, goal to go. Just outside the 3-yard line. 7:05 left in the football game. Panthers leading 27-7. The winner of this game goes to the second round and goes to Trousdale County near the Kentucky line. Fake first man, second man, no. Wants to pass toward the end zone. Does. Overthrows it. It'll be 4th and goal to go. On a 3rd and goal from just beyond the 3. The Panthers this time defensing on pressure, and the pass by Lowe toward the end zone shows up to be an overthrown pass. The guy was momentarily awake in the corner, basically, and just as he got open, the ball was popped in there by Lowe and overthrew him in the corner. It's a pretty good defensive pressure, nevertheless, by Shane Evans. He's been playing good defensive football the entire night, just like, of course, the return of the pass interception earlier that went 24 yards and went for a touchdown. It's a 27-7 football game. Ball is placed officially at the 3.5-yard line. And now Coalfield, who's been knocking the door all night long, they've actually threatened 4 times. They've only been able to convert 1. Are down there one more time and trying this time. They're facing a 4th and goal to go at the 3-plus-yard line. Straight set, power set, fakes first man, quarterback option. Want to look in the corner. Big chance for a run now, scrambling for the end zone. Now stops and throws for the end zone. It is going to be a touchdown, I believe. Yes, touchdown by Coalfield. For just a second, looked like the Panthers had a good chance for an interception in the end zone, but it slipped through the fingertips of a defensive player up front, which was Goins. Turns into the hands of Wilson, who was standing right in behind him. Matter of fact, it might have been touched by a Panther, and ricochets from the hands of Wilson, who takes the end zone for a touchdown. Again, not exactly a pretty play, but he got the job done. 27-13 in Coalfield. Here's another bad snap over the holder's hands. Down in midfield, the Panthers have recovered it, and the point will go for no good. It must be getting slippery early on the field, because in the last few minutes we've had a lot of balls mishandled, and that snap that time again over the head of the holder. Maybe the fact the kicker couldn't even get to the football downfield. As a result, it wound up being recovered technically by the Charleston High School Panthers. So the lane that we had in the middle part of the third quarter must have wetted the glass pretty good, because right now the kids seem to be having difficulty holding the football. Both teams, the Panthers as well as Coalfield.
Yeah, there's no doubt that's a wet football down there, and it's playing havoc with those backs. With the snaps, the centers are having a great deal of difficulty snapping it back, and that time it was way over the head, and it rambled almost to midfield.
As a matter of fact, about the 42-yard line where the ball actually wound up doing it. How about a commercial cutaway with the mark in just a few minutes for you? We have right now 27-13. We've had 3, if memory serves me correctly, Earl, we've had 3 snaps over the heads of either the passer, which in this situation was a shotgun situation, or a holder or kicker. So that does indicate that we do have presently some slick conditions in the field. The field looks like it's in great shape. 27-13, the Charleston High School Panthers are anticipating an onside kick. They are bracing themselves for it, and you know it's coming. Running it with the 40-yard line. The punter, of course, obviously is all by himself on the other side, and all the other guys are on this side nearest our broadcast position. So you know the onside kick is coming. Charleston is also prepared for it. This is almost humorous, really. We've got 10 guys on this side of the field. We've got 1 on the other side. That one guy, of course, is the kicker. Here comes the onside kick. It's downfield. It's a Panther. Panthers go for it. Panthers will get it, I believe. It bounced high in the air and came down to a Charleston Panther at the 43-yard line. Ball's ruled Charleston 1st and 10. Back in just a moment. Another score update for you now in the fourth quarter. McMinn County trailing Johnson City Science Hill 31-28. The Panthers have got the football in great field position at the 43-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go. And I believe we had a momentary check of equipment. Well, a slight timeout here. 6 minutes and 22 seconds. Now let's try it again. 6 minutes and 22 seconds, the fourth period. Panthers leading 27-13. Coalfield playing defense and coming after the quarterback at the 43-yard line. Coleman inside half. Oop, nothing. He had inside trap off tackle. And I tell you what, I believe that time Coleman probably felt a little bit of the pressure of an onrush because they were coming after him, man. They had about 5 guys in there inside, all stunning and really coming after the quarterback, Shane Evans. And as a result, the ball pops out into the hands of Billy Ferris. He got about a yard lost at the 35, 36-yard line. That play didn't have a chance, matter of fact, as it never got out of the backfield. The Panthers, of course, looking at the clock. That clock is going slowly for them right now at the 36-yard line. 5 minutes, 38 seconds left the fourth quarter. Charleston leading 27-13. Fake first man. Give to Big Ferris. Look for the corner. He's got 5. He's got 10. He's got another first down and more. Comes inside the 35. Hits inside the 33. And goes on down near the 31 in territory of Coalfield. And with a few exceptions tonight, Coalfield has been unable to get that big horse. They place the football officially at the 29-yard line in Coalfield territory. And for the Charleston Panthers, first down number 13 tonight. And obviously, Billy Ferris has been involved in a lot of those this evening. Coalfield, by the way, has 10. At the 29-yard line, first down and 10. That's a gain on the play of 17 yards by the 6'1", 200-pound tailback, all-stater for the Charleston Panthers. At the 29-yard line, Panthers first down and 10 again. Coleman will take, gives inside power, 1 yard, 2 yards, 3. Looks like it might be Zach Cross. Comes inside the 29, goes on down near the 28, and looks like Zach will come up just shy of the 26-yard line. Right now, of course, the Panthers of football in good field position, and have got that clock moving in their favor. At 5 minutes and 5 seconds left in the fourth period, Coalfield season, which has only included one loss, and that was to Cloudland, 17-14, which is a state's number 5 single-A football power. From every standpoint, Earl, this game has to be considered what could be a big upset.
Yep. It's coming. You can sense it. Charleston came in as a heavy underdog, but they have outplayed Coalfield on their home field.
And this time they're waiting for Billy Ferris, and Ferris might have lost a half a yard. End around the right side on the reverse that time where Billy Ferris carried the football, and Ferris gets down inside the 29 near the 27-yard line. That'll be third down to about 7 yards to go for a first down. Might be closer to 8 yards. As we line up to you left and right, the Panthers have been pounding that Coalfield right side all night long, and with a few exceptions have had good success there all night long. They've been working on that defensive end practically the entire night at the 27-yard line. Very good game plan for the Charleston Panthers offensively, no question about that. Third down and a long 7 for a first down. Inside, nope, reverse, bootleg. Want to throw at the last second. Going to be intercepted at the 25. Run back to 30, 35, 40. Sideline 50, 40, 35, 30. Touchdown coming for Coalfield. That time a mistake for the Charleston Panthers as Shane threw in, not Shane, I'm sorry, Coleman threw into a crowd at a 77-yard punt. Run back, that time an interception on the part of the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. I'm looking to see if I see any flags. I do not. It's going to count. Number 44, Schubert returns for 77 yards. And a big touchdown, and Coalfield is not out of the football game yet. Don't bring in the bags too late. It's 27-19. Attempt for the PAT. A bad snap again. Going to try to throw the end zone for a 2-point conversion. Now throws on the sideline. It will be in the end zone for a conversion. Do they count it? They will. The ball wound up an ad-lib play. The ball is over the head of the holder. He threw to a receiver, which in this case was the kicker. He threw in the end zone to a tight end for a 2-point conversion. That's unbelievable. It is a 2-point conversion. It will count. And the Charleston Panthers now lead 27-21. And we still got time on the clock at 3 minutes and 41 seconds left in the football game. What's happening here this evening at Coalfield? That was a weird 2-point conversion. The ball was over. The ball snapped over the holder's head. He ran it down, got it, picked it up, threw to the would-be kicker out in the left flank about 15 yards. He was going to be tackled. He threw in desperation to the end zone to a tight end who was standing there watching everything. He catches it for a 2-point conversion. That's not the way it was drawn up, I guarantee you. It is now 27-21. And Charleston lining up, expecting an onside kick, and they are lining up for it. That is a weird play, Earl.
It really was. That time the quarterback had to chase down the bad snap, caught it, but juggled it, threw to his holder, and then he was stopped. And while he was being tackled going down, he threw to an end in the corner of the end zone. Nobody was on him, so it was a weird play, but one that actually worked.
And Coalfield, in the closing 3 minutes of the football game, have got a chance to win it. Weird. Boy, what a night at Coalfield High School. It's now Charleston 27, Coalfield 21. And we got 3 minutes and 21 seconds, long 3 minutes, 21 seconds to get this football game over. An intercepted pass by Schubert as he pitched downfield by Coleman was in the wrong zone. There was no one around the Charleston Panthers close to the football, and it wound up in the hands of Schubert, who returns it 77 yards. Here comes the kick. It'll be a long, deep kick, caught at the 1 yard line of the Panthers by Evans, upside, 1, 10, 15, out of bounds near the 20-yard line. At that point, the Charleston High School Panthers have got the football, first down and 10 yards to go. And now, of course, a crucial mistake by either team will definitely change the football game. The Panthers now need to eat some time. The pass itself was a little bit out of the zone. Matter of fact, it wasn't a Charleston player close to it. And Schubert kind of found a gift, something like what Shane Evans found earlier for the Panthers, Earl.
Yeah, he did, Schubert, and he had nobody around him. He was just clear sailing down that line, sideline, 77 yards once he intercepted it, and he turned on the burners. There was no doubt about it. He was going all the way for a touchdown.
3 minutes, 15 seconds left. Panthers leading 27-21 for Charleston offensive football. Here's Billy Ferris. He's got 1, he's got 5, he's got 6, he's got 7, he's got 10, he's got 13. And comes across the 30, but a flag is down on the far sideline. Maybe called against Charleston, possibly for a clip on the far sideline, or possibly offensive holding. It's going to be holding. And that play will come back after a 13-yard run by Billy Ferris, and Charleston will be penalized, which moves the football back downfield. A game that looked like it was going to be Charleston's in the bag has suddenly eclipsed into a tough football game. The mark up against the Panthers, he erases a 13-yard run by Billy Ferris on that right end. And it'll be offensive holding. Moves the football half the distance back downfield near the 11 or 12-yard line. Not the 10-yard line. At the 10-yard line, they call it. First down, and now a long way to go. First down and 20 yards to go. The first down marker's out beyond the 30, right at the 30-yard line. The Panthers now with their back against the wall at 3 minutes and 4 seconds. End around one more time as Ferris. He's going to be trapped. We're going to have another flag down. Billy Ferris this time trying the left side. Has had very little success there the entire night, matter of fact. But a flag is down, and it looks like preliminary signal will be face mask called against the Yellow Jackets, which should be a break against the Charleston High School Panthers, because the Panthers that time were facing a long way to go. And that is a big break for Charleston.
A big break because Billy Ferris had no blocking, and he was thrown for a loss back around the 5 or 6 yard line. But face mask on the play, and that will put the Panthers out of their deep territory. Will not give them a first down, or will it? Face mask, and it's going to bring the ball out beyond the 20, about the 21-yard line. Still will not. It will be an automatic first down.
All right, at the 21-yard line, automatic first down. The Charleston Panthers on a crucial mistake that time, at least for the moment, by the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. At the 21-yard line, Panthers get a little fresh air breathed into them. Fake second man, gives it again. Ferris outside, looking for a break. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 yards. Comes beyond the 23, gets out near the 24. Might have got the 25-yard line. We'll keep glancing at that clock for you And now 2 minutes and 32 seconds. 2 minutes and 32 seconds left in the fourth period. Charleston 27 and Coalfield 21. A little while ago was a 27-21 football game, but it's been an offensive performance the entire night for both teams. That was a long time ago, about 5 minutes ago. Now it's a 6-point football game. Charleston has made 2 mistakes here late in the ball game. It's cost them. One, of course, was the snap over the quarterback's head on the shotgun. Then, of course, the interception by Coalfield. At the 25-yard line, fake first man, gives second man. Zach Cross fires up the middle, comes in for a big first down, comes across the 29, hits the 33, and rambles inside the 36-yard line. And a big play for Zach Cross. The little punchy fullback gets a big, big play. They fake the pitch at Tom DeVeras, and the 5'8" and 205-pound fullback slides up there, and Zach Croft gets a first down inside the 36-yard line, and that was a big, big play.
Big play because the clock is running. I'm not sure how many timeouts Coalfield has, but it's inside of 2 minutes now. It's 1:37 and running.
1 minute, 37 seconds left of the football game. Charleston 27 and Coalfield 21. At the 36-yard line, Charleston first down and 10. Hole in the middle, closes immediately, nothing out of it. Looks like that Coleman Stevens on the option, faked the pitch, kept the football, tried to go on a quarterback draw up the middle, and now Coalfield has called a timeout to kill that clock. There'll be no gain on the play. It'll be second down at about 9 yards to go with 1 minute, 20 seconds left in the football game. Michael Moore coverage and 1 30-second break. At the 37-yard line, Charleston breaks settle, second down and 9 yards to go for the first down. We're now 1 minute and 20 seconds in the football game. First round of the state football playoffs. Single A division. Handoff inside again to be Zach Cross. He gets 1. He gets 2. Looks like right now Coalfield is tackling the football, but Zach Cross is hanging on to it, and he would not give it up. And now again, Yellow Jackets will call a quick timeout again to kill that clock. That play only took 8 seconds. The Panthers are now facing a third down and probably about 7 yards to go. Third down and 7. And the last 2 plays, I'm sure, were basically called to preserve, if they possibly could, keeping the hands on the football, taking no chance of anything outside wide that might pop up a bobble of some nature. And, of course, Billy Ferris has been a powerful back the entire night. But they have been so far utilizing the football in the middle, straight up the middle stuff, trying to kill that clock at the same time, trying to get what yards they can out of the situation. The Panthers now are facing a crucial situation at third down and 7. Third down and 7. Ball will be placed officially at the 39-yard line. And we are at 1 minute, 12 seconds left in the football game. And Coalfield has got to be probably on their last timeout. At the 39-yard line, third and 7. Handoff, no. Reverse, inside. Looking for a break is, looks like Goins. Going to be dragged down for a couple of yards lost. It might be Elmore. It is Josh Elmore. Elmore is dropped behind the line for a couple of yards lost. The ball will be placed officially back at the 35-yard line. So the Panthers wind up losing yardage on that. Time has been called for the officials to reset the clock and also to reset the markers. We got an injured player down for the Charleston Panthers also. The clock is now showing 55 seconds. So we will get the football back for Coalfield. Coalfield will get the football back one more time, and the clock is running at 52 seconds. Panthers may take a long snap here at the 36-yard line. Will probably take a penalty, which will move the clock back downfield. Coalfield will get the football, the closing seconds. The clock is now at 40 seconds and running. Apparently Coalfield has utilized their last timeout. The Panthers will take the 5-yard mark off. They'll take the long count, and as a result, the punt will come from Zach Cross. And now here comes the time elapsed to 27 seconds. And the Panthers will take a delay of game, which will cost them, of course, an additional 5 yards. That means nothing at this stage. The football will be placed back downfield near the 34-yard, at the 32-yard line. At the 32, the Panthers will get the football to Coalfield one more time. And now let's see if Coalfield goes after the punt. That'll be probably what will be happening here. Zach Cross will be punting the football from downfield neighborhood about the 21 or 22-yard line. Ball is placed officially at the 32. Charleston hanging on to a 6-point lead at 27-21. The clock is down to 27 seconds in the football game. Charleston will kick the football to Coalfield. Coalfield may go after the punter.
And the key thing is to stop the punt return and get the clock stopped. But Charleston is going to have to kick the football. Coalfield's going to have excellent field position. They should receive the punt close to midfield. And, of course, then the way the punt returners have been doing, they've got some scat backs back there that's going to be hard to catch.
All right, hang on to your hat, my friend. The 19-yard line. Here comes the stop. Here it comes. He gets it away. And a good punt by Zach. Caught at the 35-yard line. Looks to break the sideline 40. At the 45. Out of bounds near the 47-yard line. What a punt by Zach Cross. And they sent the school and all the Board of Education after him that time.
They really did. Everybody was coming, and he did get the punt away. It was a good one. The best punt of the evening, in fact. And, of course, the Coalfield defender, Jenkins, the returner, went straight for the sideline. He wanted to get down the sideline. His coaches up here on the press box were yelling, get out of bounds, get out of bounds, when it was obvious he couldn't cut the corner. He did get out of bounds. The clock is stopped. And
18 seconds. 18 seconds left. Here comes Coalfield offensively at the 47-yard line. Panthers playing pass, prevent defense back here. Quarterback is in the shotgun. Gets a good snap. Looking toward the sideline. Throws it a long way. Man cannot get it. Intercepted by the Panthers. Shane Evans steps in behind the receiver at the 17-yard line. And that is the football game. Shane Evans catches the ball overthrown. They went for the home run on the last play of the game, and with only 9 seconds left, the Charleston Panthers will advance to the second round of the state football playoffs in single A division. And for Shane Evans, his second big interception, third interception of the night.
And that was a biggie. That seals it right there, no doubt about it. Shane Evans was back. He had double coverage, and he just went up high in the air, caught the football, and the Panthers are about ready to celebrate.
Clock has just run out. Football game is over. The Charleston Panthers just simply stood there and watched that clock run out. And the Charleston Panthers, in the state football playoffs for the first time in the history of the school, have advanced to the second round. Who pinned that old Cohen many, many years ago? Who believes in miracles? The Charleston High School Panthers have won a big one by a final score of 27-21. And let me real quickly get in here with Mark Kress. I know Coach Warren Blankenship is down on the sideline, far from our broadcast position. But Mark, tell you what, sometimes miracles do happen, don't they?
Miracles have happened tonight. Shane Evans really came through for us tonight on the 2 interceptions. One was for the touchdown. And this game stopper right here.
Well, obviously, of course, at this point, the football team is having right now a party on the midfield, and there's no question about that. They should have, and congratulations for a super job. It looked like tonight, Mark, all the kids really were very aggressive, weren't they?
All of our kids were impressive tonight. We didn't make any changes at halftime. Kids came through. What can I say?
Did you think twice about the pass downhill when the interception came?
My heart stopped, Corky.
I can understand that. Mark, go join your teammates.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mark Kress, who, of course, assistant coach working up here on the press box. I just had to ask him about that pass play. He'll probably kill me tomorrow. But it was, of course, as you very well know. Here comes the flag out. This is, of course, the presentation of the flag for the playoff first round. And we got a little celebrating going on. I'm quite sure Coach Warren Blankenship, who's not a big talker anyway, Coach Blankenship right now probably is how his heart is probably pounding, because this is, of course, obviously a very, very big ball game. Anyway, the Panthers, after, of course, making the pass interception by Shane Evans, just simply stood there and they lined up and they didn't do a thing. That ball club didn't quit, did they? They were down 27-7, and they say, you think we're out? We're still getting this football game.
And they really felt, and I think all their fans felt, they could get back in it and they could win this football game in that last 4 minutes, because they came alive. They came alive. They were down and out after 3 quarters. But in the 4th quarter, Coalfield really made it interesting. And down in the last 3 minutes of the ball game, it was up for grabs, literally anybody's game.
At the present time, a tremendous act of sportsmanship. Both teams are now melted together at the 30-yard line, and we got a confrontation of our pants. We got parents out there. We've also got cheerleaders. We got band members, and the 2 football teams are now together as the closing game prayer, with that flag thrown lifted very high above this crowd. This is great. This is a great scene to see these 2 football teams battle so hard as they have for 4 quarters. The winner coming out 27-21, and then meet together with a end of the game prayer, concluding prayer, And, of course, obviously, the shaking of hands, just good sportsmanship. I saw at no time tonight, Earl, maybe you can add a little comment to that. I saw at no time tonight on the part of either football team an act of not sportsmanship.
No, it was well played. There was just no dirty football tactics. It was sportsmanship, great sportsmanship on both sides of the line, from the Coalfield Yellow Jackets and the Charleston Panthers. It was some hard-nosed football, and I'm telling you what, I haven't seen a lot of single-A football, but this was excellent football tonight.
There's no question about that. We may try to get Coach Blankenship up. It may be a little difficult, but we'll take a commercial break. Be right back with some final comment for you after we tell you the Charleston Panthers have pulled off another upset in round one of the state football playoff single-A division. Panthers went over Coalfield 27-21. They passed out of round two, coming up in Hartsville or Trousdale County next week. Back in just a few moments. A lot of folks, of course, do not realize this is a very important fact, but a lot of folks do not realize that Charleston is the smallest high school in Tennessee playing football. And that is, the fact that they won a football game, of course, obviously, it's proud, and it's a tough situation for Coalfield because they likewise have got a great school and a great football program and played extremely well tonight. But for a school this size and to go through all those years, Earl, that they didn't win a game, for I don't know how many years, for 3 or 4 years, they won a single victory, matter of fact, and had all those young kids, those little kids, and such inexperienced kids. And a lot of these kids have been playing together since they were 6th grade, as I'm quite Coach Blankenship will tell us here momentarily. But it's been absolutely a terrific evening, of course, for football. And like you said a moment ago, Earl, I think your comments were very well taken, that no matter what division or what classification you're playing, the fact that you win a football game of this nature, and it's absolutely super performance, whether it's single A, double A, triple A, or whatever. Shane, marvelous performance. By the way, folks, this is Shane Evans. Thanks. I tell you what, guys, that last interception was a big play.
Yeah, we didn't know what to say. We thought they'd go long and hit their deep man, and they tried it, but we was just in the right place at the right time.
You had 3 interceptions tonight, played your usual game, Shane, and of course you're a senior. We talked with you earlier this year. I know this is extremely big for you personally, but especially for your school.
Yeah, we've never been here before in our history, and we had to make the most of it while we was here, and we just had to do our hardest. Now we get to move on and play one more.
Shane, were you guys scared before game time?
Wasn't really scared. We just didn't know what to expect. They had a good football team, and we had never been in this situation before, and we were on the road, and we had to come out and play hard.
I know Coach Blankenship's not a guy with a lot of words, but what did he tell you fellas, especially you seniors?
He just told us that this was now or never. We had to come out and do it now or pack it up for the rest of the year, and for us it'd be forever. So he just told us to go out and play hard.
Very well said. Shane, the last play, what were you expecting? What would you have in your back of your mind?
Well, I knew they'd get to 44. He scored about 20 touchdowns on the year, and they was going to try to hit him, and that's exactly what they did.
I know down at a huddle and now in the dressing room, those guys down there, I'm sure, humble at the same time, pretty proud, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, they're very proud. We're getting ready to move on to Trousdale County and hope to have some luck up there.
Well, you had a good ball game. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
You enjoy yourself. Enjoy the weekend. Got a little hugging on back here. Shane Evans had a marvelous football game. Warren, congratulations. I know this means a whole lot to you and your school.
Oh, it is super to us as a school and everything. For the first time to be in a playoff and win our first playoff game, it's just super. I don't know what to say. It's just the coaching staff and the players and everything worked so hard this year to get where we are, and it's been super.
Well, I tell you what, it's good to have people like Shane Evans and the Billy Ferrises, people like that, to lead your ball club, isn't it?
Well, when you got some skilled people, it always helps, and we had some great skilled people. Tonight you have to not only for Billy and Shane, but the little Elmore boy, he played super tonight, and several occasions there when we had to have it, and he come through for us.
One other important fact, I know before game time, take a big deep breath there, Warren. It's over now. I know from the standpoint of being prepared for a game, you and I talked middle of the week, and you and I talked about the very same thing. It was time for your seniors to step forward after the South Pittsburgh game and show some mature and leadership. They did, didn't they?
They certainly did. They come forward. All the seniors did. I mean, the linemen and the backs and everything, they come forward and showed what they was made of tonight, and it paid off for them. And,
even when the score was 27-7, Earl and I still weren't very comfortable. Were you?
No, not after we threw that interception there.
Right.
But that's one of the games we have to take a chance on certain things, and it just backfired on us. And but at the end, we played out, and we were very fortunate to come out as winners.
Warren, overall, if you look at the entire game, from the offensive standpoint, Panthers have been tough on offense all year long. But I think tonight, defense won this football game.
Well, we've been very successful defenses all year long. I think the most points was scored against was South Pittsburgh when they scored 31 points, and up to that point, I think 16 was the most that ever scored against us, and they were against our second and third groups. So our defense has been with us all year long, and of course our offense, a lot of people talk about our offense, but our defense has got to be there too.
And your big Hoss Ferris did a good night again tonight, didn't he?
Well, he run the ball hard, and I don't know how many yards he had, but he sure did run that ball hard.
Well, we'll probably tell us here in just a few seconds. Matter of fact, he's still working. We had a little problem now, thing called rain, kind of messed up our stats a little bit, but we'll close some figures here pretty soon for you. Well, obviously, the next round is a place called Trousdale County, which is over in Hartsville in Middle Tennessee. They got a lot of football tradition, too, but right now you're not really worried about that, are you?
No, we're going to enjoy this win right now, and we'll get ready for them starting tomorrow afternoon and go from there.
Well, folks back at Charleston, Bradley County, Panthers coming home a winner tonight.
Appreciate it very much.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Coach Warren Blankenship. Be right back to look at the final stats for you and say good night in just a moment. Tell you one thing, Earl, before you get the final wrap here, of course, you and I both, along as Coach Blankenship said a moment ago, we've seen those lean years. And they at one time, of course, at one point, there was only 17 kids in the football team. Now you got something like 35, I think, dressed for tonight's game. And that feels good, the fact that you can put a substitute in every once in a while and let someone rest. But from where they have been to where they have accomplished tonight, you just have to know the situation to really appreciate it.
Yeah, you really do. And when you only have 16, 17 kids dressed, it's hard to practice. I asked them one time several years ago, how in the world do you run offense against defense? And the answer was quite simple. You run to the right side, and then you switch everybody over, and you run to the left side. But it makes for some frustrating practices. But when you can dress out 35 or so kids, not only do you have enough to scrimmage, 11 against 11, but you're going to have more athletes. When you only have about 17 dressed out, probably you're only going to have 6 or 7 real quality football players. With 35, hey, Charleston has far more than just a half dozen quality football players. They've got a number of good football players. They've got those half dozen or so skill people, but let me tell you, I mentioned already a couple of times tonight, the offensive line did a great job tonight, opening holes for Billy Ferris and the other runners from Charleston, and the defense was just great. Of course, as Coach Blankenship pointed out, it got a little shaky there with that interception, but until the last 5 minutes of the football game, when it really got exciting, Charleston's defense really played outstandingly well.
We'll make the stats, of course, and the final up a little quick because it's time to go get a sandwich. Earl?
It really is. I appreciate a lady called Annette Whitlock for giving us a little quick sandwich on the road. I tell you what, with the crossing of the seasons, as you like to say, with basketball practice going on, it's kept this old boy Rush tonight. I had to practice a little bit of basketball and then rush up the road, and we weren't real sure if it was an hour and a half drive or 2 hours or so, but we made it just the same. And I tell you what, we saw some good football in a powder puff game down at Bradley High School last night, and it was a good football game. It really was, and I was supposed to say a big hello to the most outstanding powder puff cheerleader at Bradley High School, Mr. Robbie Winters. He is an outstanding cheerleader, and I hope he's listening there tonight because he really did a fantastic job last night. Let me move on real quickly. In the rushing department tonight, the Charleston Panthers had 205 yards rushing, most of that by Billy Ferris, and the Coalfield Yellow Jackets ended up with a net gain of 48 yards on the ground. In passing department, the Panthers had 3 out of 5 for 95 yards. They had 1 pass intercepted, and the total offense for the Panthers, 300 yards, 205 on the ground, 95 through the air. The Coalfield Yellow Jackets went to the air 17 times. They completed 6 passes, good for a total of 69 yards, had 4 passes intercepted, 3 of them coming by Shane Evans, all in the second half. So total offense for Coalfield, 117 yards. First downs, Charleston had 15, Coalfield had 10. 1 fumble on the part of the Panthers. They did not lose it. 3 fumbles against the Coalfield. They did not lose any of their fumbles. 2 punts by Charleston, averaged 31 yards on their kicking game. 1 punt by Coalfield, a 34-yarder on that punt. 6 penalties against the Panthers, 38 yards. 4 penalties against Coalfield, a total of 45 yards. Billy Ferris, another big night tonight. 21 carries, 164 yards rushing on the ground for the big guy from Charleston. And Charleston wins it, of course, an exciting opening round of the playoffs, 27-21 here in Coalfield in Morgan County, Tennessee.
And, of course, as Mark told you a little while ago, the next round is round 2, and it'll be coming up 7:30 next Friday night. It'll be played in Middle Tennessee, this time against Hartsville or Trousdale County. And just in case you're wondering, the Charleston Panthers are alive, and yes, they are for real. And the big house, Billy Ferris, definitely is for real. He's quarterback. Until next time, much thanks again to Mark for a very super job. With Earl Rowan, this is Corky Whitlock. We bid you a very pleasant good evening from Coalfield High School.